unlock that in a minute, but check it out. It's Coach Khayr and Drea. This is Coach Khayr's Corner, baby. What it do? Throw your rocks up. So every Monday night at 8 o'clock, you can catch me right here. Then you catch the replay on YouTube, of course. Thank you, my Blab family. Thank you, my YouTube family. Thank you, my Facebook family, Instagram. I'm loving all the strangers that I'm meeting. I'm loving all the La Familia I'm meeting. All my mafioso babies, you know what I'm saying? My muchas, my chachis, my poppies. What up? So, what I got to bring it back one more time. Where my hove at? One more time. What do you say? Yo, one night we might do a karaoke up in this joint. We might do like a hip hop karaoke and see. I may give away a prize or something.
They're fun.
Wednesday nights, I will also be doing a Blab as well. We haven't like kind of got the full formula of what that one's gonna be, but it's gonna be me and Xanadu, and we're gonna be bringing out what we do. Me and Dre is gonna be up in here tonight. So respect the unexpected. Everybody type that in the chat. Respect the unexpected. Don't think this is your normal average Blab. This is the type of stuff you don't get anywhere else. All right. So also we're gonna be bringing the hip hop economics in too. I should cut this light on because that and cut more lighting on. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna be doing the hip hop economics too because I believe in hustling and I believe in getting more money and being wealthy and not be looking crazy and having all this knowledge and not knowing nothing. Also, I'm gonna be doing shows sometimes. Me and my Eric suggested that we do a metaphysical Bible talk where we talk about the Bible and really break it down so you can get some good stuff out of there metaphysically and not so literally. All right. So, Dre, how you doing tonight?
Good. Just grabbing your YouTube channel so I can post it in the chat room.
That's so cute. She got that long flowing hair. We long hair don't care up in this joke.
I know we are, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, do I have any other announcements? Dre, you got any other announcements before we get this thing popping?
Nothing too serious. Nothing that ain't too far out. We'll come back to that next week when it's not so far out.
Drea is Liz, why are you so you said you're so animated? Why are you so excited for this talk right here? I want to know some expectancies. Put some questions up in here and let me know what you expect from this particular talk tonight. I want to know what are y'all even thinking tonight? You know what I'm saying? Oh, trust me, E, we getting that popping off. You know, right now, man, you're gonna make some money first, starting tomorrow. It might be a few of y'all who want to get down with some online Christmas money that I rock with. If you are interested, you can go to CoachKOpportunity.info and just leave me your name and number. CoachKOpportunity.info. Excuse me, CoachKOpportunity.info. I can share a little something with y'all. Right now, we got a nice elite staff. Are you going to fill out the resume that everybody knows how to fill it in? Boy, we are definitely going to get to this relationship resume tonight. Xanadu wanted to just pull everything out the bag right here. So we're not there yet. We're not there yet. No. We got to go through some pain first and all that right there. All right. So this one is going to be a good one because I can't say this is my first organized world premiere, but please go back and check out my recorded episode with Dr. B Serious when we talked about the subconscious mind being the gatekeeper for wealth. And a lot of people have these energy blockages and these fears coming in. The opposite of love is fear, not hate. Hate is somewhere in the middle, but the opposite of love is fear. So sometimes we say we don't love money, we scared to love money, and then we got this whole blockage and afraid of wealth. And I'm not with that at all. So I had Dr. B Serious come on. He broke the ice, but that's not the last conversation. That's the first of many we'll be talking about and wealth in the subconscious mind. No, Drea, where you going? You don't have to leave. What are you doing? She must have something to do, but you can leave the window unlocked because somebody may want to come in and jump in. All right. This is the type of form. If you want to come in and you want to ask me something, boom, just hit it, and then we'll see if you want to, we're going to rock like that right there. But I need that yin and yang energy in the building. I also want to take some classes. I mean, not classes, but somebody was asking me about classes today. I want to take roll call. So I'm Team Taurus in Atlanta. I need to see who is in the building. So please post your stats where you are, Team Zodiac, City, State. So let me see if there's any Pisces in the buildings. If there's some Cancer love up in here. Do I got some of my Capricorns up in this joint? San Francisco, I really love y'all's city. It was colder than I thought when I went out there. Team Aries is in the building, Salt Lake City. Team Virgo in Ontario. Oh, Canada. You keeping all that up there in Canada for me? I love that. Team Cancer, Taurus all day. Team Sag, more Cancers in the UK. Oh, yeah, let's get far and wide. Thank you so much. You still can come in and jump in and share with your friends. That's what we did when we first got started. So it's not too late. Anybody wants to jump in, and if you got a lot of followers and you think that this is something that they need to hear tonight, how do you really get to know someone, really know them? You can jump in the seat, invite your followers. You know why? Because why would you want to be hanging around some friends who don't know some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be hanging around people like that who don't know how to know people, you know? And for some of my critics and some of my haters who up in here tonight who think I know everything, I do. Yeah, I love it. The K in Khayr is for know-it-all. I'm just playing. I know a lot, but there's a whole lot of stuff I don't know too. But some people like to say, oh, he know everything. I really love that. That's respect. I don't take it personal, trust me. Nah, Dre, I can't take it personal. So this is kind of like how this came up, because I submitted to the queen in this particular situation. I was like, babe, what do they really want to like get into tonight? You want to talk about sex? We want to talk about money? Want to do astrology? And she was like, let's go way out there. And she gave a subject that we're going to hold off until we get a little closer to that. That's about 3 weeks off. But I am an unashamed opportunist. But I believe in giving you something that when you finish this show, you can use it in 5 minutes. All right. And that's how I was taught, that if it doesn't work in 5 minutes, run. Okay. So if you see me doing some Qigongs and your fingers ain't tingling, leave. If I tell you something about orgasms or hollering at a girl or getting some money and you can't even like fathom it, you don't feel it in your gut, then run. Okay. Because everything I try to give you is practical. I bring it from high level to eye level. So I don't want to be too metaphysical and way out all the time. I like to come down and keep it, down here where people can, understand what I'm saying. Does that make sense, Drea? Does that make sense? So Drea told me that there was a lot of conflict going on around people. Oh, not Drea, the other Drea.
It's
my cousin Drea.
I'm totally cool with it.
Dark skinned Drea, real dark skin, darker than me, with short hair. My dark skinned cousin Drea said that a lot of people were having problems in just knowing somebody. Drea, that ever happened to you? Light skinned Drea?
Absolutely, definitely.
And I think that I look at that sometimes and I say, people don't take the time in that first 1 hour to really go in. So tonight we're going to talk about some functions of how we can go in that first hour and like get to know people. All right. Now, first off, we want to look at being honest with ourselves. So we can all type that into the joint. Honesty to myself. I have to type it too. Honesty to myself. That's number one. When you get to know somebody, when you are honest to yourself, the law of attraction always is working. So when you are honest with yourself, it's much easier for you to attract someone that is, one, honest, two, that you can be honest with. And this can make for a very short relationship if I don't like you. Like if I see you, not Drea, but if I see somebody and I don't like you and you're honest and I'm honest, this is going to be real short. We're only going to be uncomfortable just for a hot second, So being honest with yourself, I think somebody wants to invite some folks up there.
You want to try? I don't know if that's what it is. I'm not going to lie to you.
Good. She's watching
we are recording right now. You ain't just getting in.
That's right. So We will have a time though when we say, yo, come on in with the comments, questions, and feedback, right? But right now I want y'all taking notes, or you can just lean back, light your incense, roll up, do whatever you want, drink a little something, whatever. But don't be disrespectful, okay? I really like a lot of respect. And that's another thing. Are you cultivating respect in yourself when you meet other people? You know? And we need to remember karma. Karma is like holding it down where I know that everybody I meet is a part of my cosmic contract. Like when Drea was, I don't know where I was just on Blab and Drea was doing something. The next thing you know, we chopping it up. She on Periscope. Next thing you know, bam, bam, bam. She La Familia. She in the building. And I've only shared a little bit of stuff with her. I ain't even shown her none of like, let's get some money together, you know, because I want everybody to be wealthy. Today is my Venus day. That's why I got this green on, not just necessarily the Hulk, but on Mondays you will see me popping off of my green. You might see me in a tie one day, who knows? But the big thing is you need to be honest with yourself because the law of attraction is always working. You need to be humble because when you express humility, you're going to get humility back. And you must know that karma and the law of attraction is always bringing people to you to fulfill contracts. So the faster that I'm open with this person and upfront and radically honest and not beating around the bush, then this way I can see who they are. Now, a lot of y'all are saying, yeah, that works in person. Dre, I see him like, yeah, that works in person. But what about on Blab?
Right.
But what about on Periscope? Because in this community, okay, we'll go back to the streets in a second. Let's just talk about community when now everything, the world is being flattened now. The world is being flattened because we got people on the UK. We are, what she say, but if your underlying vibrational thoughts are not so honest, but you think you're honest, you will attract not honest people. Totally, girl.
Yeah.
Ooh. She gonna be co-host and you gonna be in the hot seat. Yeah. So time is too precious. Fine as Xanadu told me the other day, she said, I want the second half of my life. No. She said, I didn't know when I was younger what I know now. And then I said, what we know now is going to make the second half of our life better than the first half, which means I didn't understand that the vibrations that I was putting out. I used to walk around with 2 pistols. Guess what that brought? Other people that had 2 pistols. And even when I didn't, and the worst time was when I didn't have one of my pistols and somebody had a pistol. Now, guess what? I'm at a loss. So you can tell I wasn't in the right place, but I had already started attracting that. I had already started attracting that. Then I started meditating. I let my pistols go, and I started attracting nicer people. I started attracting people who I could communicate with more honestly. Now watch this. Here it comes. This is Blab and life. There's going to be challenging people that you're going to attract to help bring this quality out in you.
Yes.
So when you sit there and see, like, when you make that statement, this mother sucker makes me whatever. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? That person you have attracted to you, so you can learn something. You need to fill that contract out. I just got off the phone with someone. This is the true story, right? And this is a good example for how somebody could have handled this differently. This person is married. Been married like 14, 15 months. The boyfriend, they had broke up. Then the boyfriend's father killed the mother and then killed himself. Now, that's a psychotic episode that could be in the gene. She didn't call me to say, here's his birthday, let's check him out. She didn't say, fill out this relationship resume. She said, oh, let me comfort you, which is cool because that's what women do. But then he catfished her and said, let's get married and be together because I Yada, 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 yada. Okay, let's pause the story real quick. I got to put a hack in. Drea, do you know how women choose men?
My answer would be emotionally.
Nope. Drea, do you know how men choose women?
My answer would be physically.
That's a little closer on the second one.
Okay.
Women choose men with their ears.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
And men choose women with our eyes.
Yep.
Now, when we do this, everybody's at risk. Because ladies, you are susceptible to some game being popped off.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers, you are susceptible to some Botox or a what do you call those things? The waist holder, the thing that holds in the stomach.
Yeah, like a corset where they
but it ain't a corset.
Everything in, whatever it's called.
Right. So women fall in love with what they hear. That is exactly. That's why men lie, because they learn from women, and women wear makeup, right? Because they not being totally 100. So if you wear makeup, are you being honest? Ooh, because sometimes the makeup, I'm on a health tip now. Sometimes the makeup will let me show what kind of skin you have, that you ain't been eating right, that you ain't been taking care of yourself right, and things like that. I know some really fine people that their makeup game or their skin game is bananas. Then I know some people who say, I haven't put on my face yet.
Said it. Guilty. Totally guilty.
How the hell am I going to know you if you're talking about you got to put your face on? Well, what face am I going to wake up to in the morning? If it ain't going long range. Can I get an amen somebody? From somebody. Right. Yeah. And I'm not necessarily trying to call somebody out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know everybody's business. That ain't my business. But I am saying that we have to be honest with ourselves. And so another big thing, I'm glad I'm looking at the chat every now and then, is stop accusing other people of other things. See, this dynamic that we have in relationships, we say, well, she did this and she did that. Stop acting like third graders. See, the way that you don't get to know people is by acting like third graders, right? When are you going to start acting like you in your 30s or in your 40s or in your 50s? How long does that baby minuscule stuff last? That plays out like rather quick, especially when some children get involved, right? And then you sitting there acting like I can still play this game. The game is up. So it's really important to keep it 1,000 with yourself, because if you're not 100 with yourself, when you meet somebody, how in the world can you be honest with them? You haven't practiced. They say, Khayr, I've been practicing Tai Chi since 2001. I ain't been in a fight since before 2001, but I still practice Tai Chi almost every day. Why? Because I want to stay ready in case it go down. And then I may have to use the Tai Chi for something else. Like I like little stuff around the house. Like I'm a Virgo rising, so I don't like things falling or whatever. So sometimes like I'll bump into something and something will fall and I can snatch it out the air. And I'll be like, ooh, that Tai Chi is work. Yeah. Or I done caught some glasses, or I done some things where I avoided some spills that I was using a craft that I was practicing every day. All right. I was practicing that every day. So practicing honesty every day keeps the liars away, for one. The liars don't like being around people who keep it 1,000. That's why I know I got some haters in here who would never come and sit in my seat. But they're really fans who have misplaced love. You understand what I'm saying? They don't hate. They're just fans with misplaced love. But I can't help that. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm not going to let my defenses down. Well, what does a 30-year-old act like versus a 50-year-old? How can you expect a person to transition based on age when people tend to grow from experience? I want to modify this question a little bit. What does 30-year-old act like versus 15-year-old? We have to address that first. I can't address Jesus on the cross if I don't address Eve in the garden first. Like, where did Jesus come from? I got to talk about that first, because Adam and Eve only had 2 boys and one killed the other. So where did Jesus come from and all these people? So we can't talk about the 30 to 50-year-old. Leave that question up for me, please.
Oh, well.
I want to talk about why is it that we get stuck in the 8th grade relationship or the 3rd grade relationship or the petty relationship? Why do we get into they hit me, I got to hit them back? When do we grow up and say these are the roles of adults, right? These are the roles of the gender. Here's an adult role, and then here's a queen role, here's a king role. Now let's elevate, right? Instead of just saying, oh, well, you're acting less childish than me, or you're acting more childish than me. Like I'm acting like I'm in the 11th grade and you acting like you in the 8th grade. We still acting like we in high school.
Right, yes, absolutely.
So the growing up process is to let go of the trivial stuff. The growing up process is to let go of the little trifling actions that we do. So what does the 30-year-old act like? That's 20 years. I know you're just giving me an example, right? So y'all gonna be all
for the record, I just want everyone to know that I have a pen and paper right now. And I'm literally over here like, yep, jotting that down, got that. So if you don't have one, you should have one. Just saying, that's all.
Hey, students sit in the front and take notes. You know?
Yeah.
I got dry erase boards around here if I need to, because teachers teach, all right? So if I need to draw illustration, if a question get too heavy, where's my board? We strap. Don't trust me, we strap. So 20 years around, like the difference really in maturity levels is what have you let go? What are you not doing anymore? Have you recognized and been honest with yourself that you operate in some silly behavior? I know some people some people come to me like in their 40s and they be like, golly, he was so childish. And I'd be like, word, how'd he get in your cipher? How did he get in your circumference? I gave this example the other day. Drea, let's ask you, how many people in the whole world?
Total, like almost 9 billion, I think.
It's like 7 and some change.
Is it 7? Okay, I'm always confused between 7 and 9, but okay. I'll write that down too.
So we got 7 billion plus people on the whole planet, right? And then what's the chances of out of these 7 billion that you'll be in a country with the same person, in the state with the same person, in the city with the same person, on the same block with the same person, in the same vicinity with a person, and then look at one another? Mm-hmm. See, that nothing happens until we look at one another. So what's the chances that there's an accident out of 7 billion people that just me and you looked at one another? We got in the same planet, same country, same state, same city, same block, same building, and then we looked at each other in the same room. Now, even if it was disgust or if it was lust, it was the will of the universe. Right. I know you from somewhere. How many times, Dre, you done seen somebody look at them and been like, yo, I know you from somewhere?
All the time.
And how many people, because you fine and everything, and how many, besides the guys who be trying to holler, who don't care that you got a man, how many of them told you, I know you from somewhere?
A few. At the least, a few.
At the least. And so even when I come on Blab, guess what? I choose how long I'm going to stay in a room by, do I know this person? Or did this person look familiar to me? I'm looking for a familiar energy. And if I don't see a familiar energy, deuces. Because the second half of my life, back to Xanadu, to be stronger than my first half. So that's what a 30 and 50 is just a little more mature. You can make me bring out the dry erase board on that question right there, because they're in different angles. Yeah, I will do that. Oh. Y'all thought I was joking when I said, and I was like, yeah, do he got a dry erase board? Yeah, I got a dry erase board. All my wives. Yeah. And love her. Can you see that?
Yes.
Woo.
It's a triangle.
Yeah, it's a triangle. All right, so check it out. I want you to put 0 right there, put 40 right here, put 80 right there, and put 120 right there. How many of y'all seen this before? Y'all ever seen me do this before on my YouTube channel? Press 1. I just want to see who's a Xanadu, you seen this? You cheating because you was watching my YouTube channel the other day. Okay, good. So some more people who haven't seen this. Now, in the middle, for my Bible thumpers, I want you to write life, Genesis 6:3. I'm getting some Eric in here too. Now, yes, this does all go back to how do you really get to know someone? Ooh, I'm getting ready to get hot on y'all. All right, so from 0 to 40, I want you to write the word knowledge. In all caps, knowledge. And knowledge really means know the ledge. And this is from 0 to 40 years of age. Now, Genesis 6:3 says this is Jesus making a promise in Genesis. You be like, how the hell did Jesus make a promise in Genesis? He won't even born yet. Good one, right? But he said, I'll be with you for 120 years. So he's making a promise of what the average lifespan should be on planet Earth. 120 years, and we don't even get all this. But if you know that you can have it, then you can start visualizing it, and then it's much easier, right? Mm-hmm. Now, this know the ledge, look at the direction it's headed, up. So I'm headed up the rough side of the mountain, right? Knowledge. So anybody from 0 to 40 years of age is gaining knowledge. They're knowing the ledge. And this is also trial and error. I always like to use two big examples of people who were using trial and error and it got them killed. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X got killed right here around the E at 39 years old. Malcolm said, I've been to the mountain. Martin said, I've been to the mountaintop. But he was talking too much at 38, and on 39, they knocked him off. Right. That was trial and error. Because you try something and then you go and you see what the error in your ways is. This is a good question for the 30 to 50. Now watch this. So 30, so half of this is 20. So when you're in the 20, you just beginning to know something, right? Mm-hmm. So the 20 to 40 is like the second half of just your first level in life. This is this first angle. Now from 40 to 80, I want you to write wisdom. Wisdom from 40 to 80. And the direction is going this way. Now, this is wise words being spoken. This is the application of what you learned over here. So this turns into trial and measure. A lot of times you still get people who are caught in childish ways because they never seen this formula. They never saw this formula explained to them when they were young. And so I'd rather have trial and measure because I know I've had 40 years of gaining knowledge of what works and what doesn't work. And then after 40, I'm trying some things. If you are over 40, please press 2 in the chat. And if you're under 40, please press 1. So I can just do a little small roll call. And if you're over 80, God bless you. Okay? Because you should be asleep by now. It's 8:30. It's past your bedtime. It is.
True.
Right.
True.
For real. Unless it's the other side of the world and you just woke up and got on Blab, right? So now, under here, I want you to write, and normally I do this in different colors. You're going to write understanding. Oh, I forgot something. I'm going to just put understand, ing. Between 40 to 80, make this S a dollar sign. Because most billionaires are made between 40 and 80. So a lot of y'all paper chasing and thinking you're going to die if you don't get your dreams. I'm 29. I need this. I was like, yo, that's like a $73 million budget. I know, but if I don't hurry up and get it, I'm going to be a failure. No, you don't know the system. You don't even deserve it till you get on your wise words. That's why they say a fool and his money is soon parted. You're trying to get up here and get this money. You end up in jail, dead, or broke. All this other. You ruin your credit. You don't. Everything get jammed up coming through here. It's just ridiculous. Why are you laughing?
Because I'm guilty of that.
They caught me right with the first credit card right at 18. They caught me right here as a freshman in college. Citibank. Damn you.
Yeah. Here, have a credit card. Yeah, you want a credit? You need a new phone.
$500 cash advance limit on it.
Yes.
Pay it back. What you talking about? It's on a card.
Right.
I also
I'll
want to
get
let
to it.
you know that the most stupid period in your life, who's interested in that? On this thing, where do you think the most stupid period of your life, you do the dumbest things at, Dre? What do you think that's at on here?
Well, I would think it's after the second half. Like, well, I don't know. I would say maybe 15 to 25. That'd probably be where my guess was. That's when I did the dumbest things, was 15 to 25.
17 to 21.
Okay, I'll take that.
The 25 stuff was residual, but the dumbest, the lowest you can be in your actions and all that is right here between 17 and 21. You know why? Because you will tell somebody that you're ready. You will let come out of your mouth, I'm ready for something.
No, you ain't.
You ain't ready for anything, really.
Yeah.
But to learn something, that's all you're ready for. So when you get past this, so when you meet somebody, ladies and gentlemen, when we get to this relationship resume piece, when you meet somebody, ask them how old they are and ask them their birthday, please, so you can pick up their energies, all right? And then you'll know, where are they? Are they over here where you are, or they over here? Now, some people you can be disappointed and they over 40 and they're not expressing wisdom, and you can be disappointed, and I feel that. But some people you have to give a little more credence to, but not, you don't ever let somebody play the what do you call that? The elder card on you. I'm your elder, so you should respect me. We respect wisdom and we definitely respect money, but we ain't gonna respect you just because you old and dumb. Okay, don't go for that. People try that all the time. Don't do that. Now, this is when billionaires are made between 40 and 80. Colonel Sanders was 65 plus. Sam Walton of Walmart was like 58. A man from Wendy's was in his 60s. 90% of, what is his name? He used to be Warren Buffett. The 90% of his money he made after 50 years old. So half of this is 60. This joker made most of his money after the age of 50. So take your time, get it so it can last, but don't be in a rush because gravity is now pulling you down. So don't move too fast. This is the marketplace. This is where the real hustle happens at. The real hustle is happening out here. What skills did you pick up here? So when you're talking to someone, you want to know what kind of skills they have. You're interviewing them. You want to say what kind of skills, not what kind of skills with their mouthpiece. How quick they can get you to open your legs or open up your pocketbook or take advantage of them or get your hair done and stuff like that. Those aren't skills. You better be trying to figure out what kind of alliances you can make based off what they've acquired and what can you acquire. I just got finished watching Hunter Games, the second one, and it was all about alliances when you out there in that wilderness. When you out in this world, that's a wilderness. Now the last part is understanding from 80 to 120. So I want to walk safely underneath this umbrella that I've built for myself. I want to keep the rain off of me as I walk home. Does that make sense? But you see a lot of old people who are in bad shape because they didn't pay attention to this bridge here and this bridge. They didn't build a roof of knowledge and wisdom. So the understanding, a lot of them check off right around here, 65, 70, 75. They get to 83 or something, and you be thinking they're decrepit, and they don't even think about, I got another 40 years to go. Mm-hmm. Me, in my mind, I'm lapping this. I'm going to come around this corner like I'm running the 200. You ever seen somebody running the 200 in the Olympics, how they be leaning in the curve? I'm gonna come around this joint like that. So all of my conversations, this is why I say don't take anything personal. Another hack: if you meet someone and they take everything personal, then you know that person probably won't get around here because they take everything personal. They have high blood pressure. They are very stressed out. They carry a lot of anxiety, and they're not going to make it because they're carrying too much pressure. They're taking too many things personal. That's why we love talking about the 4 agreements. Always do your best. Never make assumptions. Don't take it personal. I can't think of what the other one is right now, but we'll get to it one day. We'll probably do a blab just on the 4 agreements one day. But Dre's gonna look it up right now and tell me the one that I
am. You know, that's where I'm going. Google. Thank you.
Then you click on images, and then you can be like, "Pow, there it is." So, very good book too. I love dropping books. So, the 4 agreements is one of my favorites.
Always do your best.
Always do your best. So, what is it? Always do your best.
It's be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best.
What is be impeccable with your word? That's honesty. That's the first thing we talk about, yes. Being honest with yourself. Be impeccable with your word. If you say it, mean it. That's why, watch. Now look at the numbers. Some people are going to drop off right here. That's why, in a little bit, that's why I love pimps. I like pimps because when he say he going to do something, he does it. It doesn't have anything to do with...
They're like, let me hear this out.
Yeah. When he says he's going to do something, he does it. You might feel any kind of way you want about the woman and her giving him money and all that, but if the pimp say he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And I got more respect for him than I have for a lot of these cats out here who say something and then never follow through. You ain't no real man. Some people say, well, how could you be a real man if you're taking money for a woman because she's selling her body? How could you as a woman respect a man who don't keep his word? His word ain't his bond. He's not impeccable with his word, and you laying down with him.
True.
You gave up the kitty, and he don't keep his word. So let's keep all these together. The honesty, gaining knowledge, be a lifelong student. The wisdom, trial and measure. See, I know what works now. I'm over 40, so this right here, I'm killing the game. Killing it right now. Ooh. So, and I'm only right up in here. So I got all of this left. That's going to be so much greater than this. Shouts out to Xanadu. Now, this was a rough road. Because a lot of people that look like me, black males who got long hair, they're in the graveyard in the cemetery. White males too, white women, Chinese, everybody. But I know for the I was just going to say it, the demographics that I represent, just to get to 40, Martin Luther King, he had all kind of security. He couldn't make it. Jesse made it because he's a snitch. You know, that's a whole nother story. But anyway. So understanding is now this is where the philanthropy comes in. I want to talk about this too real quick, and then we're going to move back into the subject. Stop trying to want to have some kind of community place and healing center where you help so many people and you ain't even 30 yet. That's a good idea, but put it into perspective, please. Okay? You got a lot of stuff you got to get to do. Why would you want to try to create something that everybody's going to like depend on you and that's going to be your lifelong dream? And you're not even 30 years old yet. You're not even like on the E. You're just like below that. There's nothing wrong with having that. That's why you got to have long range goals. Long range. Please write that down. That we're going to talk about goal setting one night. I got something exquisite for that. All right. Comments, questions, feedback on that particular.
I have one.
Oh, of course.
That I wanted to post. Oh, wait, hold on. Wrong one. Sorry. It doesn't post my questions over here. What do you consider to be an old soul? Sorry, Xanadu, I did cut you off.
What would I? Oh.
Yeah, how would you define that? Like people who are younger but actually mature at a sooner age.
We might have to take a musical break, pause right quick. I got that answer written down. I don't want to mess that up.
Okay. If you have questions, /Q. Xanadu, I promise I will get to your question. I'm so sorry. My bad. Liz, I heard you. That's why I asked that.
Pause the recording, right? But it's all good. This is live and direct. So if you ever see me go and grab this, it's popping. It's popping. You see me pull this out and you don't want to write something down? Well, you'll be like, oh, well, it's being recorded. That's good. You can trust YouTube, but what you write on paper makes paper. And I can't even, like, all the pages in here are full, but be a lifelong learner and make it your point to find really, really good teachers so they can fill up books like this. So you can have it when you need it. Now, even before I find the page, I'll start to let you know there are 5 levels of soul ages. And this goes right along with how do you get to know a person. There's 5 levels of soul ages. All right. And I'm going to tell you what these 5 levels are. And they'll be like, well, how do you know? Because I sit at the feet of some very wise men. And I shut my mouth because them jokers is like hot. Un momento, por favor. Okay. I love writing in blood too. I love writing in my blood. Red ink. So the first level of the soul is a new soul, right? And you're going to tell by just being able to identify. And this is in the first level. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 types in level 1. We haven't even got to level 2 yet. So there's 5 types in level 1. The first type is the new soul. This soul is less than 5,000 years old. You can tell this soul is real young because they're very reckless. Bungee jumpers, these crazy motorcycle drivers, people who get killed in crazy ways for doing things, and you look at them and be like, if you look at somebody and be like, that shit crazy, I'll never do that right there. I don't need that experience. That's not on my bucket list. You're the older soul identifying a younger soul, all right? The next one, a B, is the sleeper soul. This soul is older than 5,000 years. They're not new, but trying to live in different forms. So this person is like just wanting to experience different forms. So you can come in and reincarnate back very fast. This person is just like hasn't made their mind up. You know, this could be like some transgender people who are like, I don't know, I might want to do this. They might want to say, I don't, God didn't make me this way, or just all types of things. The third one is the worker soul. The worker soul is all they want to do is build things. All they want to do is build things. That's why I really don't look at slavery as the worst thing in the world. I see a lot of black people saying that the white man is standing on everything that the black man built. Do you know that all those souls have already died out and reincarnated back? Right. Who else was going to build it? So that person who built it on the backs of their slave labor didn't come back to be in a position to reap the rewards. How do you know Obama wasn't a slave at some time 300 years ago? You don't know. You don't have any idea. So worker souls, all they want to do is work. You try to get them to go to church. You try to get them to meditate. You try to get them to do whatever. All they're doing is hustling. They just grind. They want to build things and work. The fourth one, or D, is the religious soul. This person perpetuates higher forces and teaches people to learn about God. Now, this person could just be a really devout preacher. Ain't got no metaphysics, ain't really got a lot of facts, but he's really, really gung-ho about God. Now, you can be gung-ho about God, but not have techniques. You can be gung-ho about staying in a mansion, but the best you can do is a trailer. You can have caviar wishes and champagne dreams, but you may be on a sardine budget, or you may say, I love sardines, right? That's how this person is, because they just are really big and they want people to learn about God. And that person kind of hides out pretending that they're a teacher about God, but they really want to get into an argument. I used to get this dude all the time who used to come and argue with us about different things and about what he had in the Bible, and then we would catch him on the phone and he would be talking to his family about the exact same thing that he got from us in the argument. He's trying to sound deep. He's trying to sound deep on the phone, but instead of hanging with us and joining our study group, he would come and argue and debate, and that was his way of learning. And then he would go back and be on the phone and be like, oh yeah, did you know that Jesus such and such? And we'd be like, oh, okay, that's how you get it, that's how you live. And then E is the dying soul. This soul has already lived and no longer wants to reincarnate, and is often born with chronic diseases. So I had a client one time, her daughter had cancer when she was 9 years old, right? So to a parent, you see that your child has this chronic illness and the doctor comes and says they're not going to live much longer. And you start thinking very small and only think about, why do you need this child to live? Because that's for your need. That child, where did that child go if that child dies? It's going to reincarnate and recycle. And why you want to stay here on earth so bad anyway? What's around here that you want this 9-year-old to stick around so much, right? And plus, if you don't even know, like, if you're not really, if your parenting skills are not super superb, but you like are trying to live through this child. I see a whole lot of that sometimes, parents trying to live through healthy children, and your life is effed up and you're trying to like really do this to this child, but you won't study astrology. You won't look at the birthday or the numerology or the stats, or you won't go to see Drea and get a tarot reading or get some insight from a psychic. You won't do that. No, you just want to play it out. You see what I'm saying? But this soul has already decided that I'm going to leave here. I'm about to be deuces. And so, and think about the pain, think about and that person is going to teach you a lesson too. This is my money oil for those of you all who are nosy that I'm just putting on right now because I really like how it smells. Absolutely. I rub it on my wallet, right? That's right. So if you want to know how you get to know me, you see me doing little quirky stuff like that. Rubbing money oil on my wallet in the middle of the episode. That's what I do. Then this, so now that's all at level 1. There's 5 types of that level 1 soul, or if it's type A, type 1, then there's 5 levels. All right. So this also includes these children getting killed by stray bullets. When we say, oh my God, so much crime in the streets, and God help us. God didn't create crime in the streets. God didn't create. That's what my teacher said. Stop. The Dalai Lama and a lot of leaders said, stop praying for Paris, because God didn't create that situation. Humans did. Humans got to fix some things ourselves. The devil is not down here like running stuff. He doesn't have that type of administration. The devil's around here partying with us though, like, hey. Yo, that looks really violent. That looks really criminal. You know you're gonna go to hell for that. But he not like holding no, running it like that. We humans get lazy and don't want to, or are not doing the work that we need to do to change different situations. So these small children, because the soul doesn't incarnate into the body fully until 14 years old. So now this child is 8 years old, 9 years old, doesn't want to be here. Because your child came to you in the etheric realm before you were born and said, will you support me? And now you done reneged on the contract somewhere. Or the child don't like how this situation is going down, and the child says, you know what, I'm gonna bounce. And they just start creating circumstances because they have more of them on the etheric side than they do down here. They're more vested in going back to heaven. Why do you think the child looks at you like that when you hold them in their arm and they just look at you, look really crazy? And you be like, oh, Drea. And you be like, that ain't my name. Drea is not, you mean I'm gonna have to wear this for my whole, I think we'll name her Drea. You just be like, eh. Like, oh, she's trying to talk. No, she's trying to tell you my name ain't Drea. My name is like this long. It's not even in an earthly language. I can't believe you. No, that's not, oh shit. And then you shit on the baby shit on you. And you just be like, oh wow. My bad. Because he be protesting. That's how God works. They don't have a larynx to talk, but they look at you in their eyes and they got all this memory. They just came from the other side. Another subject. Second tier souls have greater Kundalini energy, higher synchronicity, and are more spiritual than religious. They are elevated souls. So that's the second tier. The first tier is young. Second tier has a little more Kundalini energy. Kundalini, for those who don't know, is the life force energy. So anything I do, rubbing my chest, slapping my arms, inhaling, all that takes life force, okay? That's just regular life force. Moving my hands, gesturing, pointing, picking up a book. Just if I'm reading and just processing with my eyes, that takes Kundalini life force. That's all it is. You could call Kundalini God for all I care, your local God, because without it, you wouldn't be here, all right? Some people have higher degrees of Kundalini than others. It doesn't have anything to do with your athletic ability either. Just what you're cultivating. But you see a higher synchronicity with these people. They're more spiritual than religious and elevated souls. So when I look at a person and I see they're very, very religious, but they don't want to say they're spiritual, I know they're like at a level 1. They're on the first tier. And I accept them for who they are. That's really big too when you're getting to know somebody. Are they accepting me? Some people say, here's an asshole. Do you accept me though? He's a know-it-all. Do you accept me? He's cute. Do you accept me? That's the thing. Are you going to accept me and let me live? Because that's what I had to really learn is, am I going to let somebody live? I'm all about unconditional love. My name is Khayr Love. Some people call me Dr. Love, because love is giving, seeking nothing in return. I'm loving you unconditionally. I don't have to put up with your shit. And I don't have to let you abuse me either. And I don't have to play down my intelligence or the things that I work really, really hard to get. You understand? But I'm going to still look and be like, yo, I recognize where this person is at. Yo, you really reckless. You really doing some crazy stuff. So sometimes when we're talking about sex, and I tell women, I say, you should be sexually liberated. And they look at me and say, so you would have sex with a woman with full-blown AIDS? Hell no. I wouldn't even attract her. Why would I? But that person, through the way that they spoke to me and gave me that hypothetical situation, they identified what age they are. If you listen to people talk, they'll let you know who they are.
Right.
Drea, how many miles do I have?
Hardly any.
No,
you have lots, but because of how you speak, not because of like.
No, I'm saying, how many mouths do I have on my face? How many mouths?
You have 1 mouth and 2 ears. Which one should you be using more of?
Twice as much. Twice as much.
Right.
It's simple math.
True.
I got 2 ears, 2 eyes. I should be inputting 4 times as much as I speak. So that's why I love Blab, by the way, Blab. For you producers of Blab who want to look at me and use some of my content, thank you for letting me have this time where I get to talk. Because when I'm by myself, I just love to be quiet. I love to be quiet, read. I go into other people's Blabs and don't say nothing. It's because I'm chilling. But now I get ready to get mine off. So now I'm scheduling times where I get to.
Oh, before we jump to the next one, Eric wanted to ask you this question regarding the dying souls from stage 1.
Do these dying souls come to die so they can help us from the other side? They don't know that they came to die. They didn't come in and saying, I'm going to just be here for 9 years and die.
Right.
They came and saw the situation and assessed it. It's like a divorce. I proposed to Drea. She said, okay. We moved in together. Everything was cool. 2 years later, I find out she's been smoking crack and tooting powder. Got to go. Got to go. Or vice versa. She feels we stay together for 2 years, and she feels and she finds out that I like to punch women in the stomach. I gotta go. Now, neither of us do either of those things. I keep my hands to myself, and Drea don't do no hard drugs. I don't know what kind of drinking she might do or whatever.
You better have a follow up to that.
So by their logic, they're opting out of their soul contract. No, they're opting out of the environmental contract. Because remember, they had a contract with that mother and that father. And one of those 2 parties reneged on it. The mother and the father could have reneged on that. Same thing for those that commit suicide. Oh, no, 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 no. That's a little older. This joker have made a conscious choice because suicide is reckless. So I don't think we would put suicide at a dying soul. Suicide is reckless, okay? That's reckless behavior. And you don't have any type of spirituality and understanding about God if you are considering suicide as an option to your woes here on this planet. You don't know that things operate in cycles. Oh, Nefra Dubia says she accepts and loves me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love
She
you too.
does.
Hey, Omi Funke, I got some trillions in here. I was looking in the chat. Yay. Okay, so I want to have Nubia. Nubia has a hot YouTube channel. So Nubia, if you want to put your YouTube channel in here so y'all can get some tips on all types of stuff. I say she do too much sometimes, but it's okay. She has a plethora of things, that you can choose from, whatever you want to, check out over there. But it's okay. Those are her gifts, and she's sharing them. So next is the third tier soul, which is the spiritual teacher. Bad forces have a hard time attaching to these type of people. So the spiritual teacher doesn't have all this bad luck. And the spiritual teacher has a couple of more tools that he's accessing through prior life experiences and existences here on this plane. So when you meet someone who's a spiritual teacher, the synchronicity is a little higher. You can feel their energy. Like the other night, y'all were even the brother was on the other night. He was praying for Jobo, and he was saying, I feel the presence of God right now in the place right now. I feel the presence of Jesus right now. And in the name, I was like, word, that's Kundalini energy. He was just naming it something else. He wasn't giving it full credit, but he was naming it, Jesus. That's where he's at in his elevation. But me presently, my particular process is I've been around a lot of spiritual teachers. Very, very close with them, who keep it 100. They really, you see them and they may be taking really good pictures and they chill, but when the camera go away, they may whisper something in my ear that's real gangster. A spiritual teacher got a real gangster side to him. That I promise you. Mine shows a little more than others, right? But I'm spiritual in nature and spiritual minded, but I got a little bit of G code with me right now. As I get older, as I go on down that 40 and I move toward my money, I'm be leaving some of that G code alone, but I needed some G code to get me up the mountain at certain stages, right? Angela says, I don't remember making a contract with my parents. They didn't know I was coming. I made the contract agreement with God based on what I saw happening. I chose my parents. What do your teachers say about, I guess you meant that dynamic.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
Angela, the first part, I don't remember. Let's look at those first three words. Guess why you don't remember? Because God made it that way. You didn't have your short-term contract down here on earth has nothing to do with God. Let's let that settle for a second. Leave the question up so I can see it.
Oh, let me go back to it.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to pin it again. There we go.
So if you don't remember, why don't you remember? You don't have to remember everything, because if you did, you wouldn't do anything. If you remembered all your past lives, you just do nothing. Like if you knew you had a bunch of bad stuff coming to you, you'd never go anywhere. If you knew you had a bunch of good stuff coming to you, you never would go anywhere. God is the one who gave us amnesia at birth. That's why you can't remember. It's a gift of God. Write that down, Drea. Amnesia is a gift of God, that you don't remember everything. That's only for enlightened masters who had training, and then that door is unlocked for them, and then they come back later. It's in your gene code. It's encoded in it. So some diseases you get, some incidences that you have, some sins of the father that you have are genetically, but you don't have a mental memory of them. All right. They didn't know that you were coming, but you approached your parents 3 months before conception. You approached your father first. He said yes, whether it was in a dream or etheric state. Then you approached your mother, and then padao. Then the next 3 months, You were scheming on your mama to give up the booty to your daddy, ovulating at the right time, so he would have an ejaculation inside of her, hit the egg, and then 9 months later or 3 months later, 6 months later, if you were premature, that you would be born with the astrological chart that you would have. There's no such thing as a premature birth. Let me just put that in. Somebody said, I'm a preemie. No, you just don't. No, you came out the time you're supposed to come out because you picked your birthday. Not only did you pick your parents, you picked your birthday. You picked the numbers that you needed. And I was joking about the name. You also picked that name vibration for yourself. You picked all the names that somebody will ever call you in life before you got here. And you don't have to remember it. That is what it is. I made a contract and agreement with God. You can't make a contract with God. Stop right. You don't have nothing to offer because God doesn't need us. If God was needy, he wouldn't be all powerful. Okay? We're talking about human relationships down here. So please stop trying to make God your equal. Okay? God got a set of laws down here. He got some angels down here. He got some spiritual beings down here. But all this, you acting like God is some local celebrity or something that you can just go to and talk to. Please stop that. You don't have no contract with God. You do what God say, period. You don't have like, well, I'm going to negotiate such and such and such and such. That's why we down here, because we're the fallen angels. This is the planet of hardheads. That's what this is. This is the planet of hardheads. So this isn't where you get to have no option where God makes you an offer and you say, let me read over it for a second, God. Hold on. Shit, really, look, God, right here on line 6, I ain't really feeling this right here because when I get 42, I'm going to want to do X, Y, and Z. And you think and then God will say, you know, you right, Dre.
This is interesting, and I actually have I have a question about this, but I want to get to the other one that was addressed first, and then I'll go back to this.
Okay. Talibah is in the Talibah. You're supposed to be at work. Ask, can you address souls that live long lives and never leave never having chronic diseases? That's called dropping your body. You can choose to leave when you want to leave. You can get the Immortal Bodies of Light book from Dr. Mitchell Gibson. Can you go on Amazon and see if you can find that for me, please, Drea?
Yes, I can.
You can just type in Mitchell Gibson books and then see if you find the Immortal Body of Light. And he has done extensive research that is verifiable of people just dropping their body. No ashes, no funeral, the clothes just sitting there. Just the clothes sitting there, and then hundreds of witnesses outside, and they see a rainbow come out of nowhere, and they just drop their body. Now, that's on an extreme enlightened being case. Then you have other people who just decide to let go. They don't want to keep living down here for whatever reason. And then they say the contract is up. And you can't do the shortcut. Like suicide, you think you shortcutting. You got something that you came down here to do. If it doesn't pop off like that, who's ringing my doorbell at this time of night? Pause.
Is it the pizza guy? So it's Mitchell Gibson, correct?
Absolutely. Mitchell E. Gibson, okay. Mitchell Earl Gibson, and you can just put in Body of Light, something like that.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Let me fail. That was a fail.
What's up, hey. Oh, yeah. Everybody, this is Gabe. Say peace.
Hi.
Yeah, he's getting a little knock. Hold your head down. Hold your head down. He's getting a little knotty head. He normally has his hair combed. I don't know if he's trying to get some dreads or something. Trying to get some dreads?
Yes.
You ready to eat some pizza?
Oh, cute.
All right. Tell everybody peace. All right.
Oh, cute.
And you close the door too. Close the door. Come and close the door for me. Thank you. So, listen, that's another thing too. Ask the people how they feel about children. They don't have to have any, but ask them how they feel about children when you get to know somebody. You know, I don't really like adults like that. Dre is cool, but if it come between Dre and him, it's a game. It's not even an option. You know what I'm saying? If it's between him and me, it's him. So we got to be more like that too. So my fault. Let me get back to the.
Okay, so then, as a matter of fact, I'll just hold my commentary. Angela's going to get with you offline. She's going to set up a time to talk to you offline in regards to all this. So I'll just hold back because I want to keep it moving. Angela, about stop trying to make God your equal. Angela, who just asked the previous question, she's like, send his info because I want to talk to him offline. So we'll get it done. And then, so we're at stage 4, unless there's levels to stage 3.
Nope. At level 4 is called the cloistered master. The cloistered master, he avoids crowds, miracles happening so much more frequently. So this is like the Dalai Lama, he stays up in this temple. Mother Teresa, you have to come see her. Gandhi, you had to come see him. If you did a world tour, it was like only after 50 or 60 years or something, but he trying to get back to the crib. And you always hear people coming back from a master saying, yo, I had a miracle. John of God down there in Brazil, pulling out diseases out of people. He never leaves Brazil because he's on his vortex. He knows where he's going to be at. And if you want to see me, you got to come see me. He's a representative of the God energy on the planet. Just like God don't got to come out to the planet in the form of his son, Jesus Christ. You need to work to get to Jesus. You need to work to get to see John the God. You need to work to see Drea. You need to work to see Khayr or all of these healers. It's a lot of healers I got. You gotta work to see Yvette. You gotta work to see Marcia or a lot of these people on here. It shouldn't be free. When you climb that mountain and you have to sweat to get up that mountain, that's a part of the sweat equity that you have to pay to get somewhere. It ain't easy because that master got in that position because the evils of the world will try to take him out. My man, The Power of Intentions, Wayne Dyer, he said 13% of this planet is positive and 87% is negative. But the 13% is like mercury. It's real, real heavy. So for population numbers, it's only 13%. But those 13%, they carry a lot of spiritual power. And they even out the 87% who are like doing wild stuff. I'll just say that, right? And that's one of the reasons on Earth why we have these different levels of the soul. We have to keep on reincarnating. Because down here is the testing ground. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere else in the universe. But if we don't straighten up down here, then those beings that do look out for us, because there's other races of beings in other star systems that look out for us. They looking out for us, and we thinking, oh, that asteroid missed our planet because that was God. But that was another set of beings who have 6 and 7 digit IQs who are invested in us as human beings because we are part extraterrestrial and part human. And we're playing things out here so we can evolve, so we can run the universe. That's what we're really supposed to do. So somebody come talking to me about God and all this, but you ain't got no plans of running the universe. Being a co-ruler, then you aren't at that particular level of insight yet, because it's an insight. It's coming from the inside. Somebody might can explain it to you, but until you recognize it yourself, then it won't work, okay? And I used to be very argumentative about those types. And now I'm very passionate. Some people be trying to tell me to calm down. You don't tell passion to calm down, okay? Don't tell passion to calm down. Tell fury or tell anger or misplaced anger to calm down. But why would I want to tell passion to calm down? It shows that a lot of people are lazy in their search for God. They're lazy and they just want to believe anything. A lot of bums in religions. This is a side note. Check to see though when you're meeting somebody that are they a spiritual bum. And I'm talking about they could be in the conscious community, Hebrew Israelite, they could be hollering a hotel, or they could be in the church, or they could think that Assalamu alaikum is gonna get them to heaven. They smoke cigarettes and Black and Miles and don't want to pay child support. But everything is Assalamu alaikum or peace or praise Jesus. It's a whole lot of Christians in prison for not paying child support or who killed somebody because they was lazy enough. They didn't want to work on their communication skills. This from what I've seen now. This ain't what I got no book. And then the 5th tier of the soul elevation is no longer human. They can create something out of nothing, like alchemy. They control body entirely. They control the body entirely. These are people like Leonardo da Vinci, Albert Einstein, Mother Teresa. They are enlightened souls. So you can be an enlightened person. I am an enlightened person, but my soul that's a step to my soul being enlightened. Me personally, I look at myself between level 3 as a soul, because I know I'm a spiritual teacher, but I long to be level 4. I long to be somewhere all by myself, teaching and letting people come to me. I know a lot of people who are like that too, who desire to have that. So think about that for a second. When you're sitting down and you ask a person like some of their long-term goals, and they say, I want to have this healing center, and I want to have all this land, and I want to let people come and so, they don't want to leave that area. Thanksgiving, the other night, was my 14th year anniversary studying astrology. Oh yeah, by the way, this show is brought to you by CoachKAstrology.info. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by CoachKAstrology.info. 14 years in the game and pushing. So I called my first teacher, and I met her when I started studying Tai Chi, but she invited me to come to her house Thanksgiving Day 2001, and she blew me away. And I called her. I haven't seen her in like 13 years. And I found her phone number and called her. We stayed on the phone for 2.5 hours. And she was like, so much has changed, I have to tell you. And she was like, I want to get this type of house. I want this many bedrooms, this many square feet, so people can come to my house so I can start to take care of them, maybe entertain a little bit. But I want my house to be, and everything she said after that was about her making plans to be a cloistered master. And she will start to concentrate her energies. When you want to be all over the place, I was on Confessions of a Psychic the other day, and what they tell me, Khayr, you're doing too much. Yvette was in there. Yvette was like, hey, spread yourself too thin, champ. So I'm not even 50 years old, and somebody's telling me they can feel my soul energy off of me and saying, hey, we're hearing that you should pull that down. And I am like, my money making schemes is so I can move to a cloistered place. But I also understand while I'm in the market, we have to generate enough revenue and generate enough wealth that we will be able to sustain us and our following generations. It don't have to be from my loins. It could be Drea and her children want to come up there. It's just like a temple style setting. Temple style settings come and they, they bring their family members up and their children, and they stay there forever. Peace to Frank, Dominica, peace to JV. I just want to acknowledge everybody who came in real quick. Christy Crossan, Frank Dominica, what's up? Appreciate the follow. Miranda is in the building. Hey, baby. Thank you for the follow. Janea Flores, thank you so much for joining tonight. Adam Ganaway, thank you for joining tonight. I do things a little different on Blab. Sometimes people don't recognize me, so I like to stop. Just be like, yo, what's up? Hey, Leola, Empress down in Orlando. Queen B, what's going on? Well, I like that. What she say? Long as God and Diva is by my side, my world is complete. All right. Nubia, hey, baby. All of you who don't have profile pictures, please get one. And also, please follow Coach Khayr. If you ain't followed yet, you can just click my name up there because I'm needing more followers. That way, you'll get updates whenever I do a broadcast or whenever I subscribe. And you'll get these type of things, which I think Nicole Scopra on Periscope said these are freemiums. It's a premium class, but I'm giving it away for free. Who else is in the building? Hey, Larissa, how you doing? Who else in the building? Vicky, Long Beach, Aremio Soul, what's going on? That's Drea's in the building. Gulliver, Young Illustrator, I need to holler at you. Give me a follow. I need somebody to work on a logo for me. Hi, Angela. I guess we're going to be talking after the show. Xanadu, hi. Janet Walker, what's going on? Thank you for the follow. Asha doing big things in Charlotte. Oh, my God. That joker done made some moves in the last 24 hours. Is going to make her a bunch of money. Omi Funke, what's up, baby? I need that follow. Hey, Vet. Scorpio's in the building. The prophetess. Nikki, my social media and Instagram and Blab manager and my own personal coach. He's amazing, even though we haven't talked yet about bartering some services for what I need. Eric Holland is in the building, up in there translating, kicking it, keeping it live and direct. All right, so thank you all for joining, and we just finishing up with the first one. So now I'm gonna just go back through these real quick. The first one is the new souls, less than 5,000 years. The second tier, they have greater kundalini and higher synchronicity, spiritual versus religious, and this is an elevated soul, elevated energy, and they love healing other souls. And then tier number 3 is the spiritual teacher. Now the spiritual every next tier is pulls in from the tier before it too. Okay, so the spiritual teacher, he's still a worker. He still wants you to learn about God. He still has more kundalini, higher synchronicity, but now he's able to teach. All right. And bad forces I really love this phase about my life, how bad forces have problems attaching to me. But it doesn't mean that I go around cocky. Like, I still wear my little things to protect me and to make sure, even if you don't see them, if I got them underneath my shirt, they still, don't get it twisted. You might, he just got a Hulk shirt. I stay strapped. Stay strapped. That's another thing too. Ask somebody when you meet them, what's their spiritual views on life? Do they believe in medallions? Do they believe in talismans? Do they believe in crystals? Because quickly you'll be able to find out, like, if this is somebody that you even want to rock with. Is that my G? Can I just build love? Salute. That's the 5 tiers of the soul.
Okay, so real quick, so I can get them out of the way, and then we can move to the next step. Xana do ask this, and I totally cut her off. Does she need to put the triangle diagram in her resume?
No, keep that to yourself.
Okay.
Some of the things that I give you, you need to keep that as your whole card. You need to keep some of the things to yourself. Now, because that may be too much for him to, for you to explain right then. You may weird him out like that. I'm an astrologer, but I don't always ask your birthday when I meet you. You know what I'm saying? You may have bad body odor, and I ain't got to ask you your birthday. I already see something from the gate, and I'm getting ready to be. I think I hear somebody calling. I have an appointment, something like that.
And then Nubia wanted to know what qualifies as a good teacher.
Go to Amazon and find this book called Scholar Warrior by Ding Ming Dao. Everyone needs to have this book called Scholar Warrior. Leave that question up, please.
Yeah, I'll open it again.
I got it. I ain't got to be lazy. I can do a little something.
That's okay.
Treya is so awesome. Yay. Listen, with her treating me like this, it's guaranteed I'll be back every Monday. Wrap now. Treya gets sick, though. Somebody's going to have to fill in. If you can't pop like this,
don't even apply.
So what qualifies one as a good teacher? It's really somebody that can, one, they are not abusive. They are not abusive, and they are not hypocritical. Look for the 4 virtues. Are they honest to themselves and others at all time? Are they humble to those above and beneath them? Are they patient, meaning do they put the needs of others before their own? And are they sincere? Now, there's different types of teachers. Let's get this straight too. Because when I was 20, these 5 dudes jumped me. They were good teachers. Absolutely. Because their violent act taught me a lot. And I live with that lesson right now every day. I'm not afraid of situations like that. And I wasn't afraid then when it happened. I went in there and squared up. But 5 and no martial arts skills whatsoever, they did me how I used to do people. We used to just jump people. That's how we win. So they taught me a lesson. But if we're talking about a spiritual teacher for elevation, everyone is your teacher. A good teacher is someone that you can listen to. A good teacher is someone that you can take something from what they gave you. That's what qualifies them as a good teacher. Now, if you're looking for your teacher, there's a difference between a good teacher and your teacher, or a master teacher, or a grandmaster teacher. Then you got to add some more. Then you got to add some more stuff to it. You got to add some more things to what the criteria is when you're dealing with moving up in levels. What are you getting out of this teacher? If you are dating someone and y'all are just having great sex and you say, I can't figure him out though, he or she won't commit to me, that person is your teacher.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wow.
That person is knocking the box out of it and it feels good and all this other kind of stuff, and you want them to commit and they're saying no. Or they might even say, I'm not going to take your call. Ooh. Now, contrary to what Drea thinks, I do have like a female or two in my life who've done me like that, and I'll just be like, yo, because I can spit, you know what I'm saying, and like holler at somebody and get some attention. But sometimes that's like that one that I really am into. It was a really connect, and then I get shut down. I have to learn some things from that experience. Mm-hmm. That's a good teacher. And really, I make a good teacher because I put these things in. That honesty factor is really honesty with yourself. That's a good teacher. If you lie to yourself, you're not a good teacher. And then you will attract unqualified teachers too. Mm-hmm. So be honest with yourself and look for that. Also, on the higher end, good teachers live what they teach. Good teachers live what they teach. They don't teach you one thing and then do something else. All right?
Yeah, they lead by example.
They lead by example. Lead by example. And good teachers don't chase. Good teachers don't chase. I have the worst marketing in the world. Everybody's like, where's your lead pages? Where's your this? Where's your that? I'll be like, I'm trying. Damn. But, and I need it, Nikki, I said, I need it, Nikki, please. But still, I'm at a level of success. I still want to move to another level, but I don't chase people. I'm the teacher. Good teachers don't chase students. All right? They don't chase. And when you get to know someone, there shouldn't be any. Remember at the very beginning of this conversation, we talked about third grade activity and eighth grade activity and high school activity and grown people activity? Why we got to chase each other?
Right.
The thrill of the chase, I want to feel wanted and I want you to feel wanted, but I'm not going to be dishonest and just to see how you going to act. I had a situation with a cancer. She ain't on here. I don't care if she wasn't. I'll tell the story anyway. I had a situation with a cancer, and I was hunting and clawing, trying to get at her, and she just kept being like, oh, well, I don't know. And so then I went and got 2 girlfriends. 2 years later, I got 2 girlfriends, and then the cancer, she thought I want to come around and act right. And then she comes, meets me in Atlanta, and really strong connection. And then she says, I can't do this because you're going to have to make a choice because you already got 2 girlfriends. Drea. Excuse me? Excuse me? I got to do what? When you have first dibs, and now you're going to tell me what I got to do? Picture that, right? So
hashtag.
Hashtag. So, I don't even know how to draw that up. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag.
It's hashtag. I'll do it in the chat. You can see.
Oh, shucks. So, good. I'll be using it right there.
For sure.
Yes. So,
good job, Yvette.
What lesson did I learn though?
Mm-hmm.
I learned in that lesson that timing, all windows of opportunity don't stay open. A lot of people think that all windows, or high five,
I tell people that all the time. Timing is everything. It doesn't matter how much you like someone, how much you care about someone. If the timing is not there, it won't work.
And the window of opportunity is not guaranteed to stay open forever.
Right. Yeah.
So what I learned is this particular woman, she taught me something astrologically that she don't even know she taught me. That when I went and looked deeper into her sign, see what the problem was, she likes to be chased but don't want to be caught. She wants to be chased and don't want to be caught. So she's not even in serial monogamous relationships. She's just in serial chase relationships. She goes from one situation of being chased by a dude, he stopped chasing. She moves along, make herself look even more attractive. Somebody else catch scent. The hounds get in the chase, and the fox is on, the chase is on. And then they do everything that she says she wants to be caught, and then she still is chase, and then the hounds just leave off. And so what I learned from that lesson is look deeper into that astrological chart and ask somebody else who's nice with it. Like Drea, she may read tarot, but she might not want to read her own tarot because sometimes too much into it. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a personal situation with like a relationship or something like that. If it's some business or something like that, then I can do that type of reading. But okay, so do we have any other questions before I move on? Because I know people looking at this.
No, I have. Yvette went ahead and did a nice little breakdown for us of the stages. So what I can do is as we move on, I can leave that up in case anybody needs to rack it up, and then I'll take it down in a minute or two.
Rack City. Rack.
Totally.
So, yeah. Oh, and with this being said, let's talk about soulmates for a second.
Good one.
Will you all please quit thinking that soulmate has something to do with sex? Pretty please. Pretty please. Will you please quit associating soulmate with intimacy? Will you please quit associating soulmate with eternity? Will you please quit associating soulmate with till death do us part? Will you please quit associating soulmate with perfect partner? Will you please quit associating soulmate with, oh my God, please, just cut it out. You have many soulmates. A soulmate holds the mirror for you unless you see yourself. So that asshole that you keep calling asshole, that's your soulmate. Because they're right there showing you a reflection of yourself. That's a soulmate. And the relationship could be, yes, Disney lied.
Disney did lie.
No, they didn't lie. They lied. They lied.
They still do. It's not past tense. They still do.
Currently, they still lying, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
true.
So I love all you assholes. 1,000%. Because how did this asshole get in my circumference? Because they're fulfilling a soul contract, but they don't have to stay forever. Then you got twin flame. A lot of you all got your definition of soulmate mistaken with twin flames. A twin flame, the soulmate comes to teach you lesson and sometimes assist you, but you only get the twin flame when you deserve it. So if you don't deserve the twin flame, you don't get the twin flame. And you don't get the twin flame every lifetime. You don't get this person who just completes me. When we come down to the planet Earth, the soul divides in half. So it's half of you. I mean, not the soul, but your essence divides in half. When you find that twin flame, it comes back together. But you have to work like the Dickens, as they say in the South. You have to work like to find this person. Who are Master Gibson and Master Ashaya to one another? They are twin flames. That is a twin flame relationship right there. Yes, 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 yes. They are definitely twin flames. I don't want to say, because they start almost looking alike. And then the love is like so ridiculously unconditional. It's amazing. Coach Khayr is one of my soulmates. Some of us have more than one, more than 10. All of us have more than one. And often we have more than 10, right? Look, have you ever had sex 10 with 10 different people in your life and it was good? Them were some soulmates. Right. So let's say you had 10 amazing friends and then you have 5 additional people who you had great sex with. That's 15 soulmates. There's no limit on how many soulmates you can have. The problem is if you don't run into your soulmates, that's where you know you got a lot of detritus, a lot of dark energy around you, and you got a lot of stuff you need to clear up. Soulmates are rewarding. Twin flames are the most rewarding. That's something that is a present. All relationships, like Doc said this last week, all relationships are presents from God. All relationships are presents from God. We should respect them. That's why your next relationship be on that BS, because you didn't respect that last relationship. Or you was lying in a relationship worrying about what other people would think. When that joker hit the air, it's going to stink. So for those of you who got some closet stuff about relationships, about different things, you need to think a little further down the road versus what you are perpetuating. And then you want to be like, why am I lying about this? Who is this serving? Is this helping my growth? That's another thing. When you meet somebody, you want to know, how do you really get to know someone? Talk about yourself. Here's a good exercise. We call it passing the feather or passing the stick. You could use anything. We'll just pretend this was a stick, right? And me and Dre are meeting one another. And she doesn't get to interrupt or ask me questions. Nobody talks but the person holding the pen. So I talk about myself, talk about my aspirations, yada, 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 yada. And then she may be like, okay, she feel like it's her turn. She heard enough. She'll hold her hand out. That means she's ready. She's heard enough. She wants to talk. And then I'll give the pen to her, and then I can't talk. Oh, my ears are ringing. I like that. Yes, you have something to say, sweetheart?
No, I'm just holding a pen.
Right. So this is how we also build respect early in the relationship. If you sense that a person, here's another thing, when you get into a relationship on Blab or in person, and then you not being 100 with your senses and what you saw kind of coming in, that's going to be very toxic. And all you're doing is just setting up some pure garbage down the road. And it's not going to do anything for Miss Linda Smith, one of my master teachers, said garbage in, garbage out. Y'all know what that is? She's speaking in code. She said if it smells like garbage in the beginning, eventually you're going to have to take it out, because you can't take chicken shit and make chicken salad. A lot of us get into relationships, even on Blab. I be watching people get on here, argue, going back and forth and all that. If it's not my room, I use the X up in the corner. I just leave. If it is my room and Dre's not here, I just hit the X and put you out. I don't want to hear it. I didn't come on Blab to go through and all the other kind of stuff. I am who I am, like Popeye, you know, and you don't want me to eat my spinach and start getting swole up like the Hulk. But yeah, that's my piece on that. Any other questions or something that I missed?
Yeah, Eric went with this one first. What about people who say that you have to work at a relationship?
1000% true. You damn right. You're gonna have to put that work. You're gonna have to really put that work in. he makes a great point. I want to bring people in. I want 3 people to come in. I want Drea to go first, and I want to bring 2 or 3 people in to tell me what they think a committed relationship is. So let's close that down. Let's open up that damn seat. Who wants to come in the seat and tell me what your thoughts of a, because I bet you we're going to, yeah, but Dre, you get to go first. So who wants to come in here and share what you think is a committed, what you think a committed relationship is? Dre, what are your thoughts, or what have you been taught? Or what do you feel? Or if somebody says they want to be in a committed relationship with you, what does that mean?
It means something different to me now than it did when I was younger. But what I would say it means to me now is that you operate as 2 individuals working together as a unit. You still get to maintain your individual nature, but you operate as a unit. You don't necessarily have to share everything, but it's necessary to maintain an open format of honesty and communication in order to graduate to the next level. Then you know whether or not you're going to get to that next level together.
Yes, that's really, really good. That ain't all the way, but that's really, really good.
True.
Nobody want to jump in the seat at
Come on
all?
with it.
Ladies first.
Hey, pretty.
Hey, sorry, I'm over here like half asleep. Anyway, for me, a committed relationship is the fact that I don't need to be with you. I want to be with you. And it's a daily choice that I make. And vice versa.
Repeat that, please, because it kind of froze up in between. So run that back one more time.
So high level. So vibrating so high right now. I said that for me, a committed relationship is I'm making the choice to be with you daily and vice versa. And that you're free to be your person, I'm free to be my person. And we reconvene at an agreed upon rendezvous point to come together. And that's our commitment to each other. And as long as I can go to bed and feel good at night, and you can go to bed and feel good at night with what you've done for the day, that's it.
All right. That's really close too. I have a question, but I ain't gonna give it away yet. You just stay right there. E, what you got? What's a committed relationship mean to you?
Along with what everybody said, this is not from my experience. This is strictly from theory. I'm going to be honest. I've not had a whole lot of committed relationships, but I'm going to just throw it out there. Go ahead. What it means to me right now.
I don't want to hear a theory on it.
To me, I mean, for where I am in my life, it means me being able to do whatever I want to do that I feel is serving myself, what makes me feel good, while not having to worry about stepping on somebody else's toes, to put it simply.
Very good, very good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to look at these 3 grown people who are all sexually active, and look how much they lied and didn't want to be mature, and none of them said anything about sex. And I'm in a committed relationship, nobody said that you have to be monogamous. So I'm going to ask the ladies first. If you're in a committed relationship, Yvette and Drea, can he sleep with other women?
You got me. Okay, so here's the thing.
Frozen. Like,
yes, you're single till you're married.
No.
Both ways. So
that's interesting.
So in a committed relationship,
not the same.
In a committed relationship, I didn't ask you what you were saying. In a committed relationship, can your partner have sex with other people?
He can. He's free to. Probably not. That's my choice. He's free to make his choice. I'm free to make mine.
So the committed relationship can be broken based off of sexual activity?
Yeah.
Hold that right there.
Wait, ask me the question one more time. Sorry, I'm in the chat too.
In a committed relationship, can your partner have sex with other people?
How she said it is very well worded. He can, he's free to, but am I going to be okay with that? Probably not. Not going to lie
That's not
about
a
that.
committed
I'm okay with
relationship
that.
then.
And are you going?
I said then that
And
falls
Eric, you
outside of the
said what?
definition of a committed relationship.
Now watch this, everyone. It's funny how now everybody gets really sharp and want Eric, even who was about to say, I don't know about committed relationships, and here's a theory, now tells us that the definition is this. But he didn't mention sex, and Yvette didn't either, Andrea didn't either. So let me help you all, because what I wanted to use this as a case study of 3 people who didn't have any prior conversation about committed relationship, how our society has relationships so grounded in sexual relations, we really don't look at the basic definitions of words. So to help you all, a real committed relationship, think about this, what I'm about to say, is when one is committed to the practice. One is committed to the work.
Right.
It has nothing to do with sex. If I'm committed, let's use the Olympics as a we're gonna use the 4x100. Have y'all seen the 4x100? Y'all know what that is? It's a
relay race.
Okay. Yep.
Everybody, it's a relay race. Everybody runs 100. I got the baton. Here you go, Vet. Vet runs 100. Here you go, Eric. Eric runs 100. Gives it to Drea. We win or lose depending on what? How committed we are to the practice. So if me and Drea and Eric show up and Yvette is like, I just gonna smoke weed for twice a week. I'm gonna skip these days. These my weed smoking days, or these my cooking days, or these my other Scorpio quality days. I ain't coming to practice these days. She's not committed to us being the best because she's skipping practice. Or anybody, if it's me, if all 3 of y'all going to practice and I run the final leg, and every time I come to practice 3 times a week, I keep dropping the baton and blaming it on Eric. Well, damn, Eric, you're not putting it right in my hand and squeezing my fingers together. Or Vet, you're not coming out the blocks fast enough. That's where we have these problems with this commitment. And we still are not transparent enough to talk about most people, when they hear the word committed relationship, they mean monogamy.
I would agree with you that it's most, but not everyone.
Hold it. Both of you ladies said, I ain't gonna be cool with it and I probably ain't gonna stay. So that means that the only other choice for him is to be monogamous. If he wants to stay in a committed relationship with you, he can't have sex with someone else. He can only have sex with you, which is the definition of a monogamous relationship. That's what a monogamous. Yvette, you have
I'm
a
just
definition
saying,
of a monogamous relationship.
if she's willing to play too, that's a whole different kind of party. That's a whole. But what you're saying is,
I'm talking about
what you're saying is,
either party. Most people put they underlying tone of committed relationship is monogamy, and they break up because of sex, but they don't work on it. They're so concerned about where somebody's sexual organs are going, they don't look at the higher levels of the relationship. They don't look at working on the heart connection, working on communications, working on third eye connections, and working on crown connections. They're only working in the 87th percentile. They're only working in this section. And we have to, and that's a fact in relationships, because it's sexual tension. How long should I wait? You know how many blabs I've seen with somebody, the topic line was, how long should somebody wait before we have sex? Are you serious? That's still a conversation? And in a committed relationship, you must be committed to the practice. Think about that definition. It's very new. I told somebody last night there was a cure for AIDS, and he was like, no, there's not, because I haven't heard of it. That was really dumb to me. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't heard of it. It don't exist. What the hell are you talking about? Because you ain't heard of it. I ain't never been inside the White House, but it exists. You see what I'm saying? I ain't never been behind the fence, but it exists. So The fact that nobody mentioned sex, but then when I brought sex up, it was a deal breaker. Eric said that's not a committed relationship. Yvette was like, he can do that if he want to, but I ain't gonna stay around. Drea was like, she worded that perfectly.
When you talk about two adults coming together, and like in my definition, I was very clear. I said if I can go to bed and feel good at night, and he can go to bed and feel good at night, that's a whole different story. But the thing about it is, like, I cannot commit. You can be in a committed relationship without sex. That's a whole nother topic. And in my situation, it's all about choices. You know, don't take my choice from me. If you feel like you need to lie about something, or you want to take a choice from me.
Nobody said nobody lied. I just said, can he sleep with somebody? That's what I'm saying.
Don't take my choice from me.
Yeah, but I didn't say he lied. I didn't say he slept with somebody and didn't tell you. I didn't say he lied. I never put that in this case.
Okay, so then if he didn't lie or he just didn't say, you can't take my choice from me. And that's where you said, well, would you stay with him? I might not. That's my choice. And that's what I'm saying. Don't take my choice from me. If we were together and you were like, look, Yvette, me and Drea had a thing, at that point I have to process that. Am I gonna deal with that, or am I not gonna deal with that? Am I okay with that? Why did that happen? That's a choice I have to make. But if you just operate off the fact that you're trying to take a choice from me, I'll cut your ass off real quick. That's just how I operate.
We know that's how the Scorpio operates. The tail is flared up right now, and that it will damn do that. But I don't want to turn this into, and we see once the sex came up, women want choices. I tell people all the time, Eric, you better listen to this, young G. Women love choices more than they want honesty. They want choices first, then honesty second. They really ain't all that popping on the honesty. They just want choices. That's why married men are so successful in side chicks, because they gave the chick on the side the choice. It's the married wife that's mad. She ain't mad that you getting some pussy on the side. She mad because she ain't get the choice. You told her she ain't have no choice to go get some dick on the side. But you told the chick on the side, I'm married and I'm still gonna have sex with you.
It's the lie, though. That's what you're understanding. The removal of the choice is the lie. Yes, it goes hand in hand.
Some women stick around in the lie. They got the choice, and then they start living the lie because they know that they find out that the man got a baby with somebody else, but then they start acting like, oh, it's still just us and our relationship is fine.
Well, that's delusional. That's on them. There's some chicks out there that are going to be delusional like that and want to believe that because they feel like they have no other choice but to stick without, and that is their choice by living that lie.
But don't you always have a choice? You always have a choice. You can just get your ass up and walk out.
You do, but
just like we were just talking about, there's 7.6 billion people on this planet. You got a choice. You got 7.6 billion of them.
But like I said, the removal of choices is the lie. That is the lie.
The removal of, nobody can take your choice from you. Nobody. Listen how we get all the way down to choices, and we're talking about the definition of a committed relationship. The definition of a true committed relationship is two people who are committed to the practice.
Who choose to be committed to the practice. It all comes back to choices. I'm choosing to be committed to that.
No, who are committed, not who choose to be, who are committed to the practice. They can change their mind.
But it's a choice to be committed. That's what I'm getting at. You got to break it down in levels. Break it down in levels. It's a choice. You don't just tell me, hey, this is the workout we're doing. I have to make that choice to be committed to that workout, or I'm gonna stay fat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is.
And then exactly. So after the choice is you are. You choose, right. Then you are. I'm at the R stage. I'm talking about what it is. I ain't talking about.
It's a daily choice to maintain that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's a daily choice.
It's part of the nature of what you're doing. Is that what? Am I understanding you correct?
No.
What are you saying, Eric?
I was saying what you're saying is a decision that you're making. But I think what Coach is trying to say is that this is just part of the nature of your relationship, is that you are committed. It's not a point where it's choice. It's part of who you are, is what I think he's trying to say.
But what I'm saying is I understand what he's saying. I totally get what he's saying. What I'm saying is what people misunderstand is that love and committed relationships and things like that is a daily choice. I could wake up one morning and be like, you know what? F all this, I'm done. because I just felt like making that choice today. I'm no longer committed to the practice. I made the choice to no longer be committed.
You were never committed. See, this is the thing. That's like when you raising a child. That's a committed relationship. But you can't say it's a daily choice that I'm gonna get up and feed you. Some of these women in here have babies, or your mother never got up and said it was a daily choice. So commitment is not a daily choice. You understand? That's reneging. That's not, it's my choice whether I'm gonna be engaged in that. There was never any commitment. That was just we doing something. If I can just get up one day and be like, you know what, I'm out because you don't walk no more. Or now I'm not committed because you on a respirator right now. So today I'm just out. There was no commitment there in the first place. If you just, now if over time you all discussed it. Now I know you on a respirator and you're gonna die soon, or maybe you got a year to live, and then you tell me you want me to leave, and I'm saying no, and then we start talking about it, and it's gradual, then that's one thing. But if you just wake up one day and just be like, I'm out, there never was any commitment.
But I mean, and I can admit to that. Like, well, that's not true, because, like, for example, my last relationship, I was committed to in the beginning, and I literally just went one day. I was like, you know what? I'm cool. Like, literally, I texted him. I was like, I'm cool. Because something changed that changed my choice.
Were you committed? What were you practicing? And I keep telling you, the definition of committed relationship is committed to the practice of the relationship.
Let me put my smart glasses on so we can have this debate. Hold on, what?
We don't even know. We as human beings don't even know what relationship science is to sit there and be committed to it. We are committed to romance, because romance lets us have those options to be like, I can just text you and break up and be like, you know what, I'm cool. That's romance. That's romance. I can just meet you and feel fairy tale lover, and then I can get rid of you just as easy, which is what we have in the topic about in the first place. So, dark-skinned Drea with short hair was like people on Blab.
Right.
Yeah, not that Drea. Dark-skinned Drea.
Dark-skinned skinny Drea with the short hair. Got it.
It's a friend of mine. She stays here in Atlanta. Y'all don't know her. And she's on Blab a lot, but she never gets on camera. So she said that people meet one another and they think they know somebody, and then all of a sudden you see them falling out with one another because they never got to know one another. This is why so many people do long distance relationships, because they're so easy to get out of. I can change my number, I can block your phone, I can do such and such. I can tell you I ain't got the money to come see you. I can say I ain't got the money to have you come see me. I can say I'm busy that weekend. That's where we are right now. That's why we have to be able to talk to a person and say, is this person committed? If that's what we're looking for. Yvette, from what I'm hearing, is someone who is very free-spirited, and that, you know what, in the beginning, she should tell someone and say, you know what, I'm not just gonna jump in here and stay for the long term. One day I may get up. Let me tell you history, because this is a relationship resume. There's a thing you say, well, tell me about how your last 2 relationships ended. And she'd be like, well, you know, I text that joker and told him we cool. What? Did you give his drawings back?
I do whatever. I was cool.
Yes. Hey, Nubia, how you doing, baby?
What's happening? It is. Now I didn't know how it is. Peace, everybody. Can y'all hear me?
You're beautiful. I just wanted to say that.
Yes.
Can y'all hear me? No? Y'all can't? Okay. I don't know what's wrong with my phone, but I guess because somebody was calling me and messed up. Peace, y'all. I have a question since you guys can hear me. Is there any such thing as can you be committed to more than one person at a time?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I didn't hear anything. Maybe I'm going to try to call back in. I'm going to hang up.
Okay, good. Okay. This is very good. You can, but the work is crazy hard.
Yeah,
it's just like having babies. Okay. It's like having babies back to back. It's like you can be committed to all 3 of these children, but you didn't want to wear no condom. You just wanted to go ahead and have those babies. So it's very, can you do it? Yes. Is it easy? No. So yes, you can have these relationships with more than one person, committed relationships to where you're committed. But I promise you, you better have the logistics at such a level. You cannot use romance as a part of your logistics. You cannot use romance at all as a part of your logistics if you say that you're going to be committed to more than one person. But if you want to be committed to, if that's what you want to do, then you got to look at, is that other person too committed, coming from the other side? It's very tough to have one-way commitments. If I'm committed to Yvette and she ain't committed to me, and she just keep avoiding my phone call or yada, 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 which she doesn't do, because if I call, my baby gonna answer. But that's a whole nother story. So, and if she called me, I'm gonna pick the phone up too and be like, yes. So, but you can't do one-way commitments. One-way commitments is when Yvette was talking about delusional exercise. You see what I'm saying? That's what that might be looked at as stalking when it's just one of y'all that's committed and the other one is like, I don't want to deal with you. That definitely could be considered something else. But successful relationships that have more than two partners in it, that is definitely a firm commitment to the practice of the communication, the physical, the emotional, the financial, all of that. It's a full, and that's the only way those collective relationships, I call them, I don't call them open relationships anymore, because I have an open relationship with Yvette, because open means honest, so I don't lie to her. Now, we're not intimate, but I have an open relationship with Eric. I don't lie to him. Open to me means honest. Open don't mean multiple. Multiple means multiple. Collective means collective. And that's the part while I'm having my show is to bring real definitions to real words.
So are you promoting
like
poly? Are you promoting poly?
No, I used to. I promote happy now. I promote happy. I promote happy over mono and poly, because you need to know what works for you to be happy. So if you are not going to be happy with a situation where there's more than one female involved or more than one dude involved, then you need to find what is your happiness. That's why in astrology, I go and look at the Venus position. Go find the Venus position and you can find out.
Don't be looking at my Venus. Don't be looking at my Venus.
I already seen your Venus. I'm not snitching on you. I'm just giving out tips on what people can do if they want to look and use that aspect. But a lot of times, that's why I don't call it cheating. It's not cheating, because if that's how a person is designed and they're designed to love multiple partners and it makes them happy, how can you, who are designed to be the way you are just with one person, tell them how they are? They got a totally different design than you. That's like saying somebody's the devil because they black or they white, or you wrong because your blood type is not O positive, or something wrong with you because you have less melanin than I do, or my feet bigger than yours, or I run 100 faster than you. You can't do that. What you came in with is what you got popping off. You see what I'm saying? What you didn't come in with is something that you really don't even have to worry about this particular lifetime. My co-host hit me with the small T for time. Yes, ma'am, honey. You had something that you wanted to interject? When
Okay. So I love this conversation. I really, really do, but it has nothing to do with how you really get to know someone. We have now moved on from how you get to know someone to what committed relationships are dictating. I wouldn't be a good co-host if I didn't come in and say,
on topic. You see
we got to get back on topic.
Matriarchal energy has came in here. Nubia loves this right here, that a woman came in here and told me what to do, and I'm going to be like, yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get back on topic. But guess what?
I do find value in this conversation 100%, but I do also recognize that this is a whole conversation.
We're going to slide y'all back over into the chat room. Y'all can come back in a minute. Thank you for your questions. and then we're gonna move on to this relationship resume here real quick, because we all need this when we get into know people. That's what that's what Drea wants. Drea is like, hey, I need that. You ain't emailed me that resume yet, so hurry up.
I'm trying to see that resume.
Hurry up. Okay. Tyler, but we can. If we probably have about 6 topics that I can hit next week out of this one show, because I am listening, and I think Drea is typing them down, and she has a much better memory than me, because I done smoked her weight in memories. So, okay. This is the relationship resume. There's 2 ways you can get it. You can go to relationshipstalk.com, www.relationshipstalk. This is developed by Dr. Patricia Dixon and Drea. She will be our host one night. So this is a preview. I'm really setting y'all up for when we bring the author of this in. Okay?
Sweet.
This is a real Blab content. This is how I do. When I come up, when I step in the room and wave the fofo, we come in with that real live content. So I'm gonna read the instructions, or you can email me and I'll send it to you. That's real clever too. You can send me an email at hello@Coach Khayr, and then I'll send you a copy of it. Or you can go to relationshipstalk.com and see all of her stuff. Now, .com.
Is it hello@CoachKhayr.info?
Let them go to Coach Khayr and then leave a note for Coach. So go to CoachKhayr.com and then leave a note for Coach. So Check this out.
I was gonna say all set.
Is everybody listening?
Perfect.
Some of y'all up here need to be listening. I'm glad. I just saw somebody, I was getting ready to greet them and they popped out. They don't see value in the relationship resume. Woo-wee, my. It's crazy. They must already have it down. Okay, instructions. Right. Answer the following questions and give the relationship resume to someone you are interested in. Ask the potential interest to fill out the relationship resume as well, and use it as a way for the individual to get to know you, for you to get to know him or her, and to explore what you have in common. For beginning dating purposes, be sure to keep the conversation light and focused on positive things so that you can see the best of each other. Do not burden a potential partner with your problems or issues at this stage. However, if you find that there's a potential for more permanent relationships or marriage, your issues should be discussed at a later date. Remember to respect your differences, and if you find that the individual is not someone you would like to have a relationship with, he or she might serve some other purpose in your life. I may be in love with I may be attracted to an old big butt web designer, but after I read this paper, that big butt ain't what I thought it was. But hey, maybe we can do business together or something. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I didn't know you were into astrology. Mm-hmm. And then we may be like super best friends and soulmates on a whole nother level. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to, this is bananas too. It's 2 pages. I normally print them out like this. And what she told me, what I'm gonna suggest to you all, is print these out, keep about 5 or 6 of them on you. That's 3 people. Always keep an even number of these on you, because you're gonna do one, they're gonna do one. I see Drea at the gas station. She pumping gas. Hey, can I pump your gas while you fill one of these out? What? Yeah, I think you're kind of cute, but I need to see what you're popping with. So I would like to explore some possibilities with you. So as for name, age, marital status, single, married, cohabitating, separated, divorced, widowed, currently in a committed relationship, yes or no. So you see, I was setting y'all up. That's like right at the top. Currently in a committed relationship, yes, no, or uncertain. Oh my God. How many of y'all gonna type uncertain? somebody ask all that. I want one. I want just type one if you uncertain if you in a committed relationship or not right now. And then currently dating, yes or no. See, she hitting you with these back to backs. Are you currently in a committed relationship? Yes, no, or uncertain. Well, are you currently dating? Yes or no. Some people they already about to lie already from the gate. This is like this in this little first section right here. Bam. It asked for their current resident. It didn't ask for the address. It asked for city and state. Personality characteristics. Check the boxes for the 5 characteristics that best describe you, Andrea. Spiritual, religious, honest, sincere, conscientious, dependable, loyal, committed, articulate, intelligent, hardworking, tenacious, goal-oriented, business-minded, responsible, sensitive, good sense of humor, funny, compassionate, warm, loving, caring, affectionate, kind, serious, interesting, social and outgoing, communicative, stimulating, interactive, quiet, reserved, flexible, open-minded, easygoing, like to have fun, don't take things too serious. And then she got 2 others on there that you can put your own words in. Now, folks, we only covered this much. I'm gonna be watching to see how you answer. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, because it's saying they only want you to pick 5, and I seen Dre was like,
all of them, every single one of them. And then in the little spots where it says other, a little bit crazy and really fun. Just kidding.
And when I see her write the word CRA before the Z, before she can finish the Z,
yeah,
you can keep it. You can keep it. But I'm gonna put a little bit crazy on mine too. If she got if it's, I'm seeing something. Values. Check the 7 things that are most important to you. Spirituality, practice religion, living a meaningful life, African global struggle, African American history or culture, doing the right thing, having a strong sense of purpose, willingness to change for the better, pursue interest and hobbies, autonomy and independence, time to self, emotionally satisfying work, high-paying job, high-status job, recognition, high status, education, making a difference, helping others, safe and clean environment, relationship with family of origin, relationship with friends, someone to share life with, and other. Like how many times what'd she say?
You see what Laura?
Do I think the average person will think that you're crazy? Do I think the average person will think you crazy to have them fill this out off the jump? That is maybe one of the best questions of the night right there. Am I crazy? Well, I get to see what a person's response is. I would be like, yo, I'm, like if someone, but it's also going to show me how interested I am in this particular person. Lauren, would you like to jump in the seat and help me out with this question? Would you think that someone was crazy if they came to you? I want some ladies to come in here. And if a brother came to you and he was, semi-cute or whatever, y'all done had some good conversation, and he'd be like, yo, can you fill this out and fax it back to me? Or can we go over this tonight? What we gonna do on the first date? Are we gonna, Netflix and chill? Hell no, we gonna do relationship resume. Yvette, if I ask you to fill this out, am I crazy off the jump for asking you to fill this out?
I actually think it would be a very evolved thing to do.
I agree.
Like the man I'm talking to now had me take the Myers-Briggs test to see how we. So yeah, if he would have had that, I'm sure. I'm thinking about sliding that back to him. Like, look, that's a evolved thing to do.
Lauren, excellent answer. Lauren, you posed the question. What do you think that? Would you think that a brother was crazy if he just pulled this out of his pocket? It was like folded up like 6 different ways, and he was like, oh. One thing, can you fill this out for me? What would you say to him? What would be your response?
I think if we did it together, it would be better. But if he just wanted me to fill it out like a resume or like an application, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's two of them. Remember in the directions, you fill out. You always keep an even number of copies on you. So you're gonna fill. He pulled one out and said, "I want you to fill one of these out, and I want to fill one out, so you know who I am, and I want to know who you are." Do you consider him to be crazy?
No, I actually think it's a good idea. Like I think I'm gonna go print that out for real, but I don't know how men might take it. That's like, I don't know.
So, would you be hesitant to give this to a man who was interested in you? How would you suggest this, or would you not suggest this to him? How would you get him to fill it out?
I wouldn't suggest it like on the first date. Maybe like the second date or something. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be too like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I'm talking about at the gas station on the trunk of the car. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not even talking. Like I'm talking about before the first date.
Even get your number, like, here, take this. I don't know about that, Coach. I don't know how that's gonna go over.
Yeah, I mean, like the place to. The phone number is the last thing. The phone number and email is the last thing I'm gonna put on this sheet, because we're gonna have some great dialogue right off the bat. And if we see it ain't going in the direction that I'm interested in, we're gonna be able to dap it up, chop it up, and then they're gonna be like, "Yo, where can I get one of these right here? Because I need one of these." Because why am I gonna go on a date? First off, I met you. I gave you the digits. Yes. I do give out my phone number sometimes to women when they ask me for my number. It ain't always got to be us asking. Then we went on a date. She took me out and she paid. And then on the second date, which is actually the third time we done interacted because we've been texting and stuff, I pulled this out. And then I see that it really ain't going to go nowhere. Couldn't I have just pulled this out earlier?
Yeah, but you don't think that will intimidate some people?
I'm trying to be happy. What you mean? Am I trying to intimidate somebody? That for me, I'm vetting. I'm always vetting. I'm not out here in this world of relationships and getting to know somebody. No, it ain't intimidating because I'm looking for somebody who compliments me. They know who I am off the gate. So when I come and I just pull this out, which I haven't, but I just printed these 2 copies out today, and I'm gonna start keeping these in my little notebook. And I'm gonna start emailing these to jokers because I've been meeting a lot of y'all online. Y'all gonna have to start.
So, for the record, I think that Lauren's perspective is valid. I think a lot of people feel the way she would feel, but I do agree that I think you almost have to just show them the perspective on why this makes the most sense. You're absolutely right. People would be intimidated, but those are the people that aren't necessarily serious about it. I guess that's how I would take it, is they're not serious. So if they're intimidated, then let them. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So print them out, get some email addresses and be like, really? I'm going to need you to fill this out and send it back to me.
Yeah. No, I think I like it. Like, I think it's a good idea.
Okay, let me
How
take
other people
this
might
down.
take it. That's all.
Yeah. Larissa asked, is it a relationship application? It's a relationship resume. So I guess kind of an application, but more so just saying, if you fill it out, you're going to answer all of the questions that I or Coach Khayr needs to know in order to move forward. Hold on, Alicia. Do you want me to open up the seat or do you want me to lock it?
Oh, she can come in.
Okay, go ahead, Alicia. I just wasn't sure. Just wanted to double check. Hey, girl.
Hi.
How are you?
What's up, baby?
Hi. I'm here with a friend.
Hi, friend. That's her name, friend?
Hi, friend.
Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Welcome to Blab.
I'm sure this is the first time she's seeing it.
Nice.
Welcome to Coach Khayr's Corner. Yay. Thank you. Drea, what do you think about this whole ideal of the relationship resume and getting to know someone?
Sounds
Me?
interesting.
Interesting.
You don't like it?
Interesting. That's a really corny answer. That means I have more to say, but I don't know who's watching, so I better not say too much.
No, that's oh my gosh, my phone's on 9% and it's gonna die.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go plug my phone in, but I just wanted Rachel to see what Blab was.
Well, thanks for stopping in, Alicia. Have a good night. Thank you.
Did you guys see I made the finale?
You should. You killed it. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
So thanks for clicking the prop so many times.
Oh, I was holding the pad down. I got a pad. I was holding the pad down.
Okay.
Always.
Honey Cabbage, Classic Riches asks, what generation is this targeting?
Oh, the generation that are the children of 85% divorce rate. It is targeting the 40-year-old latchkey kids who were raised up under a single parent household. It's targeting the demographics of those who had effed up relationships to witness as their role model. It's really targeting women who really be caught up in romance and dudes who be caught up in game. Okay, a lot of dudes be getting too much and ruining women's lives and their own lives due to game, and women who be ruining brothers' lives and their own lives because they're so stuck in romance. And now here's something that can get to the facts. This is geared to the market or the generation that is interested in relationship sciences, not romance. I can't stand romance. I can't. That's why we divorce now. That's because we ain't got no science. When you get to know somebody and they keep telling you all about these romantic delusions, not even illusions, but these romantic things that they have, and they're not working for them at all. They're not even committed to their own practice. You get in a committed relationship by watching somebody that's committed. Some people come to my house and they see I have an altar room and that I want to go in there and meditate and pray on a daily basis. And then I won't see them no more because my surroundings is letting them know what I'm dedicated to. This is what I'm committed to. So that's another thing. When you get to know someone, let them come to your house. Let them see your bathroom. Yeah, let them see your face without makeup. Let them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love when people come in my house and the first thing they say is, I love the energy here. I'm letting you get to know me because I will call the police on you so fast if you start this stalking trash. I will hit you with some mace or some pepper spray. Quick, Drea, quick. And just tell the police that you did something crazy. But what about the person lies about what he or put there? How did you attract that person to write down a lie? That person ain't gonna be able to write down no lies on all of this, honey. Let me quickly scan some stuff for you. This joke is just values, general goals, education, occupation, your general way of being, religious practices, relationship, marriage, and family goals, hobbies, interests, things you like to do, family background, your children relationship, emotional affection, needs and sex, finances, people, things that worry and concern you, communication and conflict, credit history, and legal background. This is for people like the sister who asked this question. You know why would you be attracted? Why would you be concerned about if they lie on this? Let me ask you, what if they tell the truth on this? What if they get it and they fill out the truth? What if you lie? Jobo, what up, Lord? Salute. What if you lie when you filling out this relationship resume? Not the other person. What if you tell a lie? But let's look optimistically. It says, what if both people answer it honestly? I don't deal with the what if negatives on this show. We haven't dealt in, you see how fast when I got off into something else, Drea was like, we're coming back into what we're doing. We don't deal with the what if negatives. This ain't a what if, this is a strategy show. I'm giving you a strategy. The first thing before I even showed this, I said, be honest with yourself at all times. That cuts the chances of you meeting someone who's a liar into this really, really small piece right here. That's keeping it 100 with yourself.
So I'm grabbing a couple of questions real quick. Yeah, Larissa said she wouldn't personally use it because she's married, which is cool.
She should
put in perspective.
She should go back. No. She should go back and use it. She should go back and use it. I think married people should go back and fill this out. But because you're married doesn't mean you have a great relationship.
So do you think that you should revisit this resume every so often? I mean, obviously, I don't need to fill it out next week if I filled it out last week, but to hit it every year or every 2 years, it's like, make sure we're on the same page. We still gonna vibe together this next 5 years? Thank you. Yes.
Brought up an excellent point. I just got some other good things about knowing people from this OG. Leave that question up.
Oh, it was. We're just bumping through old questions.
Okay. So my OG this last weekend in Charlotte, he says, my new girlfriend, he said, we reevaluate every month, Drea. He said every month. And I asked her, we ask each other one question. Are you gaining from this relationship? That's it. That's the only, every month they sit down and say, are you gaining from this relationship? And when we get too many no's, we separate. I said, how long y'all been together? He said 14 yeses. She done gave me 7 yeses and I done gave her 7 yeses. So we still together. See, like Yvette said earlier, women like choices. Women want you to check in with them. You know what I'm saying? Some women do. Some women get lazy. Some women, they wait until they get you married and then they say, I personally wouldn't use this because I'm married. And, you know, marriage is this type of thing that means till death do us part. I want to say for the record, I think that till death do us part is some of the biggest bullshit ever created in humankind on planet Earth. And it was created. It is less than 500 years old. It was made up by the government so they could tax the property. That's what all it's about. It's a patriarchal thing so you can control the coochie, okay? And so they can beat you legally. So it ain't got nothing to do with God. It ain't got nothing to do with spiritual. It has nothing to do with no ancient. It has no basis whatsoever. It is strictly bullshit about till death do us part. And in my opinion, if you put that in your wedding vows, you are crazy. That how can you say till death do us part? If till death do us part, first off, that makes you a liar every time you go get divorced. Till death do us part means I can still go get some pussy from somewhere else, and she can go fuck somebody else too, and she can start smoking crack too, and run through all our finances, and I can't go nowhere. See, it's an oxymoron, and I refuse to live in oxymoron type shit. That's why this conversation is so powerful about how do you really get to know someone? Mm-hmm. How do you get to really know someone in the first hour?
Right. So, Classic Riches said, suggestion, we should turn this relationship resume into an app. It will be way more purposeful there. I agree and don't agree at the same time because I think that it takes the effort to fill it out. If I was just like, could you fill this out and transfer it over to me on an app? It's actually a really good idea, long run, but pencil and paper and actually have to take the time to think about it is a little bit more.
Everybody, that's an old soul right there. That's an old soul talking right there. That's a spiritual teacher talking right there. She like pen and pad because she agreed with both of them. She's I like the Aquarius new era and we're moving this way and stuff like that. But I also think that we should write it down and put our energy on it. That's fine.
The money mindset of me says, you got something there. But the other part of me is like, but I want it to mean something. For sure.
If she does make an app with this, she would have such an amazing compatibility resource to like matching people together, because like they don't have anything this extensive
Right.
on Plenty of Fish or Black People
Tinder.
Meet or Tinder or Facebook or none of that. You know, they need one of these jokers on Facebook for these chicks who be doing all these selfies. My man said you got 75,000 friends and you're sleeping on your mom's couch. Ooh, I'm scared of that right there. Hashtag.
How will this help women who are perceived as hard or masculine?
Oh, good old tough questions now.
That was a good one. And
leave that back up.
Okay.
Leave that back up. Put that one back. How does this help women who are perceived as hard or masculine? You probably are hard or masculine. First off, I'm gonna start from the back talking about she's perceived as hard or masculine, but it will help you because you get to explain, like in this section right here where it talks about communication and conflict, people and things that worry or concerns you, emotional affections, finance, family background. A lot of times women are hard or masculine based on family background. So where you get to specify, there's a lot of others in here. There's a lot of others in this resume that you could go and type in some of the things or fill out some of the things. So I think it would be because women who are perceived as hard or masculine really don't consider themselves to have good communication skills. So I think that this would really help you a lot, because you may be afraid to say something, or you may think that it's kind of aggressive or something like that. So I think this would be an excellent tool for you who are perceived as hard or masculine. Now, of course, when I see a question, I ask a question. What you mean perceived? Who told you that you was hard or masculine? And if you heard it a whole lot of times, like I've heard that I'm an asshole more than once, but I've heard more times that I'm a real good teacher. So I got one that outweighs the other, but I give both of them credence, because sometimes I got my ways, Drea.
Mm-hmm.
Got my ways sometimes, and then I got my other ways, but I just be in the zone too.
My response to this question in terms of how it will help women who are perceived as hard or masculine, because perception is all in the eyes of whoever is doing the perceiving. However, there's a lot of things you can't perceive without somebody broadcasting the signal. So if you're that type of woman who I like to identify as alpha, but I would say if you're perceived as hard or masculine, you're hyper alpha, because you tend to be more aggressive. Having something like this is going to essentially just put forward exactly who you are, exactly what you represent, where you come from, so that if this counterpart that you're asking to fill this out while you're filling it out, it doesn't, if they really want to understand you and why you are on the outside guarded, then they're going to read this. They're going to be informed about this. It'll be something they're interested in. I feel like it helps allow for transparency where someone is more guarded in being able to communicate. Because just like you said, I agree. Women who have that, who are broadcasting that signal, tend to be more guarded and tend to not know how to really communicate themselves from a feminine energy perspective. That's my 2 cents.
Shit, that was a whole dollar. That was a whole dollar right there. That was good right there.
Oops. Okay.
I think it's a section on here too. Let me see. She has, what's finances at?
Go ahead. I'm bumping through a couple of these questions.
She even got credit history and legal history on here too, y'all.
Right. Okay.
Hold on, this is funny. Please. She got felon, misdemeanor, probation, and parole on here.
Credit, background, family. I mean, Here's the thing. If you take something like this and somebody is genuinely interested in you and they're looking for a shot with you, they're going to fill this out. They don't care what it has on it. However, when they get to these certain points, this is when that whole being honest with yourself comes back around. Because you have to say, like, am I willing to tell this person exactly what I've done and went through and experienced? And from a first person perspective, from my own experience, the minute I got honest with myself and said, listen, the next dude that I get serious with, I'm just going to tell him everything. I'm going to be so ridiculously real, because when I do that, I don't get to live that life anymore. I don't get to make those mistakes anymore, because now I've been transparent. He'll be able to see it on me as a person. Change my whole perspective of how a relationship is supposed to operate. It changed the type of person I dated. It changed the type of person I became, because there was no more spinning a web of lies to look like the representative that you want this person to like. It was like, nope, here's all my mistakes. How do you feel about it? That's quality right there. There's quality right there in that. That's whoop.
It's a little scary. And here's my thing. And this is, I'm gonna give it to Drea, whoever it applies to, you use it. Okay, y'all ready? Nah, that's right. See how thin this paper is? There's a thin line between honesty and confessions.
True. True.
There's a thin line between honesty and confessions. I'm not looking for any relationship where it's mandatory that all my deepest dark secrets come out. And to me, that would kind of repel me, because two reasons. You psychically dumped on me real early. Psychically dumped on me. That's nasty. And then two is you kind of showed me that you had that much psychic garbage to let out that close to the surface that I gotta move away and recommend you to a psychiatrist or a healer or something like that. No, or if I do say we're gonna try to make this work, as the man or whoever, somebody got to insist on, if the other person psychically dumps on you, that they go get some help. And I ain't gonna be the one. Listen, stop getting in relationships thinking that you can be a person's psychiatrist. You're not a trained psychiatrist. Right. Go somewhere else and get a trained psychiatrist, okay? You come in here to grow. Growth is the purpose. Everything else is the result. You didn't come down to the planet to try to fix nobody or all these other things. Listen, don't do that. Stay in your lane. Stick to the script. Don't try to do something that you ain't trained to do. Even me, I'm the world's best coach in my mind, but I'm not going to sit here and be in a relationship where I got to coach my woman on everything. No. Now, honesty and confessions. If you ask me, I'm going to be honest. If you didn't ask me, I'm not going to confess. I'm not a Catholic. Alicia is a Catholic. She's a Catholic. I'm not a Catholic. And even if I was, I'm not going to confess everything. Like, Catholics don't even confess everything. They have the opportunity to go confess to the priest, but this ain't no Catholic religion. That this relationship, I'm just gonna go tell you everything off the gate. I'm gonna be transparent when you ask me a question. Some people don't want to know things. Some stuff, I be on some TMI sometimes in my relationships, boy. I just be on some like, golly, Pete. That's really one of the things I started coaching for. Because I was like, y'all gonna have to charge me to tell me that. Tell me that. For me to listen to that, I can't listen to that for free. Yes, ma'am.
So, classic riches. This could hold people accountable, but cause frustrations down the road. It would probably hold people back from evolving in a relationship.
How?
I think he means by psychically dumping, and Lauren wants you to explain what psychically dumping is.
Let's please not assume what Honey Cabbage said. So Honey Cabbage, if you want to jump in the room, please open the seat so Honey Cabbage can jump in here and explain what you meant, because I don't want Drea to tell me what she thought you meant. We want you to mean, huh?
I said because
she will. And that's her opinion. If you weren't here, me and Dre could go back and forth over that. But no, I don't know what you mean. That's good. And Lauren wants me to explain
Psychically dumping.
Oh my golly. Psychically dumping is like when someone has all of this negative mental energy and they dump it on your psyche. They tell you about how their child died in the car, how they left their car in the car and their child died, and y'all just had sex. All your chakras are open. You just had a great orgasm, and they dump on you. Or you came in there, you bringing somebody flowers, and you're just all lovey-dovey, and they tell you about, my mother murdered my husband, my father murdered my mama, and then killed herself on these same flowers. I mean, not even that. I'm talking about like something that's just a dump. Like if I ask you, honey, what's troubling you? What's going on? And then you tell me that's not psychically dumping. When I'm just walking by and you randomly be like, bam! What the hell? Like, that's a psychic dump.
I agree with Xanadu. That's literally a point for we could probably cover that extensively in an exclusive conversation. Because that's pretty deep. Having the concept, I'll let Eric in for a second. The concept of dumping your energy psychically on someone. Here's the thing, I never thought about that before. When this came to me, it had to do with the fact that I was ready for something new. So I felt like what I needed to do was be fully transparent, but I didn't think about the fact that that's what I was doing, was going, let me just dump all this shit on you and see if you're going to accept me afterwards. And if you do, then I know you really like me. Like, I can see why that's not necessary at this point. Like, I get, that makes a lot of sense for me now as a person, like the growth prospect of it.
Gigi, I'm telling you, like, honesty, there's a thin line between honesty and confession. If they ask you, be radically honest. Be radically honest. But I kind of get that from the Holy Tablet says, it's better to remain silent than to tell a truth that will cause harm. Because sometimes people will use truth to hurt somebody. You see what I'm saying? A woman go up there and be like, you got a little dick, that's why I ain't never come. Yeah, that's true, but now you're saying it maliciously to hurt this person. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you ain't never sucked dick good, that's why I fucked your best friend. Hey, that's the truth, but it's malicious and you're trying to cause harm. So it's better to be quiet sometimes than to tell this truth that's gonna hurt somebody's feelings. What's going on? What you got for me?
Quick question relating to this. Psychic dump is what you called it, right? Okay, so I have an ex-girlfriend who, like, I still care about, and she hits me up from time to time. But I feel like part of the reason why I wanted to move away from that relationship was because she would do exactly that. Like, she's just got a whole bunch of drama in her life happening, and it seems like it's just always been going on. And so, like, when she would start going into this stuff, she would accuse me of being selfish because I would either, like, zone out while she was talking, or I just wouldn't really be trying to hear that shit. Like, and I want to know, where's the line between, like, being supportive of someone and avoiding a psychic dump?
Let me make sure I understand the question. So you're saying that you want to know the person is got a lot of stuff going on and popping off. Where's the line at? You determine where the line is at. Because once again, when you got this doesn't just answer all questions. This opens up avenues for communicating with people and to be able to have an avenue to say, these are my boundaries. And we often get in situations like this when we use romance and we get caught up in a relationship and we ain't set no boundaries early. When I come into a relation, I mean early. We're going out. First time we going out, I look at you and I'll say, Drea, don't touch the door. That's disrespectful to me. I'm the king, you the queen. I'm gonna open the door and then you're gonna walk through. If you touch the door, we're gonna do this over again until you get it right. Now, I put a boundary down. She can say, don't talk to me like that. I open doors and such and such and such. Gonna be a short date. Gonna be a short date. You know what I'm saying? But I put my boundary up. Sometimes I may hit a chick on the ass because she got some tight jeans on and she say, hey, I don't do public displays of affection. She put some boundaries up. I think it's very important when we start talking to people early that we put some boundaries up. On one of my blabs, I love Seven. I love how she get down. But she came on, she was on one of my periscopes and she was just what I call those guys, a little too mouthy and a little too confrontational. And I just closed the window. It ain't got nothing to do, we ain't got no beef. It was just that, yo, I'm putting my boundaries up. And men have to really understand how to show women boundaries. So women can say, hey, I want to put up boundaries too. So we don't just be letting people into us. So then they psychically dump on us. And I just got on the phone with somebody and they was like, well, his parents killed him. You know, his parents are dead now, but this marriage is not working for me. But I'm trying to give him a chance to do so and so and so and so. And it ain't working. It ain't working. And she's just living in a living hell. And she's caught up between his psychic dump and what she thinks is supportive. She can't even see herself because she didn't put no boundaries in place early. Put your boundaries in place early so you'll say, hey, this is as much as I can take, and be honest with people. But even though you got to know that there's a contract playing out here, it doesn't mean that I got to sit here and take this. Part of my contract may be to let you notify that you being an asshole right now. You taking advantage of me. You psychically dumping on me, and I don't think that is fair. Let's talk about this later. Pause is a great thing in relationships. When you tell somebody that this is inappropriate for right now, you can, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about this later. How was that for an answer for your question?
Yeah, I think setting the boundaries early can help. It's just like putting it into application. So, okay. So let me rewind time here. So I meet this girl who's now my ex-girlfriend. Like, when I see that she's interested in me, is that the point at which I should be like, hey, just so you know, if you got a whole bunch of drama going on, like, I'll listen, but I'm only going to listen so much? Or when, you know what I'm saying? How do I put that in the application is my question.
You ain't even, I'll give you a very real example. You ain't got to necessarily say, don't come to me with a bunch of drama. Just say, I'm not your girlfriend. Women know what that means, because sometimes women have a habit, or you can talk kind of vague and be like, a lot of women talk to men like that's their girlfriend, and I'm interested in you, but I'm still a man. So I hope that you still have a lot of girlfriends. And I may periodically let you know that that discussion that you're having is more appropriate for your girlfriend than it is for me. And I might just tell you, I don't want to hear it. Or you may explain to her that when you say, I don't want to hear it, doesn't mean I don't love you. Don't interpret that because I don't want to hear it as I don't love you or I don't give two shakes about you. Does that make sense?
I think that makes sense, but I think that would be hard for a woman to hear.
Too bad. The only reason it's hard for her to hear is because everybody else been lying to her. What about the joy you gonna give her by telling the truth? Yes, ma'am.
That's my signal for when I gotta. Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
So,
thank you.
What I want to do, because I want to get KB in here to get his perspective, because I wasn't sure what he's talking about. Thank you, E. By the way, you were amazing. I want to get KB in here for a second, what his perspective was. Go ahead. You're the host.
And we
That's what I was gonna say.
No, and we getting ready to tidy up. I'm lighting my incense on the way out. So I still got late night money to get Team Vampire. That was a client just called me earlier. So I love y'all. Y'all getting some good freemium. All of y'all better be back Wednesday at 8 o'clock because it's going to be me and Xanadu. Drea may be sitting in like sideways shotgun or whatever. Anytime she show up, she going to have controls now, whatever. So please show up Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Please holler at us Friday at 1 o'clock. Blog Talk Radio. If I don't do one tomorrow, which I won't because I got to do something at 8 o'clock, I'll probably have some on Thursday too. So y'all can follow me on Blog Talk Radio as well. I need Instagram followers. I like Twitter followers, and I love my Blab family.
You're fine. So, because I agree with you, before we wrap it up, this is what I want to do. Can we summarize the top 5 points to be aware of to get to know someone? The top 5 things you need to remember.
I'll just say what I can remember in 1 minute. How about that? I'll say that. I don't know if I can do 5 things. Honesty to myself at all times. That is going to let me know that I'm attracting that person. 2, realize that all of my relationships, when I'm getting to know someone, I'm about to learn something about me and that other person, because all relationships are a gift from God. Please stop using romance as your Romeo and Juliet blueprint to get to know somebody for the rest of your life. Develop a relationship with your creator and your spiritual self for the rest of your life. That's guaranteed that you'll always be there. Listen to a person twice as much as you talk and let them talk about themselves when you're getting to know them. Watch their body movements, their body language. Listen to them very intently in the things that they say in between the lines, right? Be radically honest. Invite someone to your house. If you are afraid to invite someone to your house, get their address first. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop being afraid to call the police on somebody. Like, what would you do? Like, how did you attract? And remember, some of these things that you are happening in your life, you've created that. You've created that personal dharma in your life to these type of things coming to you. All right. Be humble and listen, but you don't have to humble yourself to dumbasses though. Let me say that even though you might learn from a dumbass, you ain't got to stick around and listen to somebody who has an inferior system. Like, that's crazy. Till death do us part is some bullshit. We want to sum that up. Committed relationships has nothing to do with sex. It has everything to do with the practice. We are not promoting poly or mono. I'm promoting happy. When you're getting to know someone, ask someone how important is happiness in their relationship. Ask someone, just like you ask them about what's their favorite position. And they say, well, don't you think it's too early for me to be asking you that? I'm getting to know you because I'm about to tell you. And even if they don't want to hear it, guess what? They learned who you were. You learned who they were when you met them. You learned and you're like, yo, I don't know if I want to deal with this right here because they're just a little too blunt. Like for me, sometimes they're like, Khayr is a little too honest. He meditates a little too much. He such and such and such and such. His hair is a little too long. That's fine. I don't worry. Man, it's cool. And no matter what, it's always an opportunity to love unconditionally. It's always an opportunity to accept a person when you're getting to know somebody, regardless of whether it's going to move forward or not, that you can love and respect somebody unconditionally, because you can easily get up and move your feet. And that goes for married couples too. This relationship resume that you can get at relationshipstalk.com, or you can go to coachkhayr.com and leave a note for Coach, and I'll send you one. Do not try to play yourself and think that because you married, you don't need to fill out this resume. This may be what can get you through the next 10 years or the next 10 months or the next 10 days. And it was very pointed that a woman asked that question about this, and she asked a question about it, but then said, I wouldn't use it because I'm married. Are you deciding for both parties? Are you deciding for both parties that my husband doesn't need to see this because he's married to me? Don't assume. I want to say that when you're getting to know someone, ask for clarity and don't try to assume. All right? Don't do that. Don't do that. She says, I don't need it. I got God in my life. You know what I got to say to that? Amen. Right. It's too late in the show for you to be like, what you got in your life.
Okay, so can we also open it up to type /Q if you have a topic you think would be interesting for us to cover or for him to cover when he's on a show with Xanadu.
Or me and Xanadu.
Yeah, whatever. If you've got a topic you think would be covered. So far, I think the psychic dumping is an excellent topic, and as well as the commitments, understanding.
One of the shows that me and Xanadu are going to do is how to get back into dating after domestic violence.
Good topic.
How to get back into dating after bad relationships, period. So it could be a crazy chick or whatever. Then we're going to do a whole show on, I don't even know what the title of this one is going to be, like for women who have been abstinent more than 12 months. When she didn't have plans on, I'm talking about sexually hungry women who've been abstinent over a year or two who want to know how to pick the right guy to have sex with. I'm gonna do a show too for you brothers on how to pick the right kind of coochie. Stick around, brothers. Stick around because all of this coochie is not the same, and it's not all good for you. And there's some signs that some of y'all been ignoring, and that I used to ignore, that y'all need to peep for, to pay attention to, so you don't get caught up in some old rigmarole. I'm trying to do good on my profanity tonight.
She said, you know what I'm saying? So, coochie. I love Xanadu.
Yeah, the coochie, the purse, the goodies, the it's all type of names. You know what I'm saying? The yoni, all that.
So, last but not least, do you want to promote any books that you suggest the audience get a hold of?
Number one, we talked about the body of light, because we talked about the soul too, the 5 levels of the soul. I don't know if you can find that post to put it back up for people, but Mitchell Gibson, The Body of Light, The Immortal Body of Light by Mitchell Gibson, Scholar Warrior by Ding Ming Dao. I was going to say this book earlier, but I didn't get to it, but Spirit gave it to me, and I know Kelly's going to like this too. Kelly told me to say that all dick ain't good for you either, ladies, and I totally agree. I'm not one, even though I want you to be sexually liberated, that don't mean you got to sleep with anything or lay with anything. But it does not take you no whole year or 2 years to get yourself together. It's something that you're doing in there that ain't right. Maybe a year, maybe, but 2 years or 3 years, a lot of y'all just be sitting around saying that if I just sit here, the condition will go away. You ain't done nothing. You ain't committed to getting better. Back to my book list. The Barefoot Doctor's Guide to the Tao. The Barefoot Doctor's Guide to the Tao. An amazing book. This is a book that in the introduction it says just flip and stop somewhere, and wherever you stop, it works. I let my mama read that. It was over. She was like, oh, this is mine. She's read a lot of my books, but that was one she kept for herself. So The Barefoot Doctor's Guide to the Tao, Scholar Warrior, The Tao of Sexology, of course, Jewel in the Lotus by Sunyata Saraswati, my teacher. The New Emerald Tablet by Dr. Mitchell Gibson is $1,500 right now. The Aura's Immortal Tablet you can get for $250 is going up to $3,000 in January. You can go to typro.com and click on books, and you'll see something. There's another book, Building Your Altar and Learning Who Your Spiritual Parents Are by Dr. Mitchell Gibson as well. Typro.com and go to books, up on the products. Typro .com, go to products, and go to books. And it's right in there. Or just tybrobooks.info.
That's TYBRO.
TYBRO books.info. Everything on there is bananas.
Sweet. Any closing remarks?
Man, I love y'all. I really love y'all. And of course, I want to say the prayer. I lit the incense, but I'm about to put it over here in my container. Should I show y'all, like, can I give them a quick, I'm supposed to give away something for free. That's right. I got, look at Drea. She said,
we
what?
Love free.
Who that? All right. So who wants $100? Y'all want, anybody want $100? Drea was like, I'll take some of that.
Anytime. Here's my PayPal. Anyone want to donate?
That's right. I'm unashamed opportunist. So, I love value. So this is, sometimes this, I found it, and it's worth more than $100, but you all can have it for free. Bam! Your wish is your command. This set of CDs, this guy was charging $10,000 a head for a weekend in the mountains of Europe. So this is almost like you call them Illuminati, or he had all the kings and generals and Freemasons and FBI, and you got to mingle with them and have this class for 3 days, and he recorded the whole thing, and it's like 15 CDs. You can have that for free. It's worth way more than $100, but you can have that. And then I'm all about prosperity. I want people to have my prosperity mixtape to listen to, because we've got this mindset that it's okay to be broke, and I don't agree with that at all, ever. And I'm even listening to, you know what I'm listening to right now, Drea? I'm about to start listening to $1 Million Vocabulary.
Nice.
$1 Million Vocabulary. This is my prosperity mixtape. If you're feeling kind of low and that you're not worthy and that you don't deserve something and that money is not for you and it's only for other people, listen to this. I've called this cartoons. So you can listen to this while you're in the car. So you got a Bluetooth, or you can download it straight to your phone. This will change your whole perspective about how money wants you. You don't have to want money. Money wants you. Money wants to do your bidding. That's my perspective. For those of you who don't know why I did this, my parents got divorced when I was 12. I'm from a very dysfunctional family. Used to be a whole bunch of domestic violence. And I promised God when I was 9 years old, I'd never have no relationship like that ever. That's where I am. I'll stay single before I get into something that's fucked up. And that's the word I got for the wise too. But it doesn't mean I'm not looking. I'm not going to be like, well, I'm just going to stay single the rest of my life because there's no one out there. That's a cop-out. Keep on working on me. Keep on setting my standards. I have fun. Oh, my God. One more thing. The next relationship that you get in may be a step to the relationship you're supposed to be in. Stop acting like the next relationship you get into the last relationship you're going to be in. Start to realize that you may be getting somebody else ready for their next relationship. And they may be getting you ready for your next relationship. Quit acting like everything is to death do us part. Realize that you may be getting someone else ready for their next relationship. And stop being so huggish and trying to control somebody's sexual organs or their heart or their mind or their tongue. Let people be who they are, man, and realize that's how God created them. You can't change their blood type, trying to change their outsides. Somebody said truth.com. Mm-hmm. I know that's right. She just tried to order. What else was I giving? Why I got to put my credit card in? I don't know, but it's free. They're not going to charge you anything. I get too many people who get it. So if you're having a problem, then that's your problem. Just keep working it out. But I get stuff. I get people who come get that every day, who just perusing around my website. CoachKastrology.info, baby. If you want to get an astrological reading, that'll be Friday at 1 o'clock. We're doing mini readings. midday mini readings. We'll be doing weather forecasts. We'll be doing predictions. We'll be telling you about what kind of relationships you can be picking out. We're going to have all type of goodies to let you know. That's be my partner, Cosmic Map. We'll be jumping up in here. She is totally amazing. Relationship book. Man Leads. My 3 relationship books I love. Man Leads by Ro Kutno. Tame Your Woman by Rakim Sekou, and Change Your Man by Kenya K. Stevens. Change Your Man, Tame Your Woman, Man Leads. Amazing. Out of those 3, I kind of like Man Lead. I don't know, because Tame Your Woman is about men taming their inner woman. A lot of men have an inner woman that shows up in relationship that fucks the relationship up. A lot of women, when it says change your man, you got an inner man that shows up that fucks up the relationship. You need to change your inner man. If some women can get control of their inner man, they can change their entire life. If some women can tame their inner emotional bitchy ass woman that's inside of them, they could change their entire family.
Preach. Woo. So you've got the links. You know how to get the consultations. He will be back here Wednesday with Xanadu.
Yes, Wednesday at 8 o'clock with Xanadu. I'm gonna be here. I don't know if Xanadu's supposed to be here. If we can get her out the tub, because we don't want to skin, like if we can give a skin transplant to keep her back on here.
That's 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes. Correct?
8 p.m. I'm gonna be in the tub. That's okay. If you, as long as you can keep your word and co-host from the tub, I don't care. These jokers on here, I know. Is everybody okay with seeing some titties on Blab every now and then, some skin?
I'm not gonna complain.
Right.
Hold on, let me grab that relationship. I got it. Let me drop it one more time, because Lauren's gonna get the printer on.
Well, that's the case, then I got to go with the music to take us out then.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the props. See you next week.
Right, and we're still going to have prayer. Dred dropped out, but we're still going to do some prayer.
Still with you.
That's how I like to end my shows. I'm a little different than other people. What? You want to hear some more Jay-Z before we play? Oh, okay. This particular prayer is called the Usnisa Vijaya Dharani. If you Usnisa, just like it sounds, U-S-N-I-S-A, Vijaya, V-I-J-A-Y-A, Usnisa Vijaya. It's a really, really old prayer, about 3,000 years old, maybe older. And it was given to a man who was having a really hard life. And he kept being born back into hellacious life. So his karma was already predestined that it would be terrible. And he started saying this prayer, and it removed all chances of future lives being hellacious. So this prayer also works for venerating your ancestors, and to hear it one time removes a huge amount of karmic negativity and dark forces from you that could be surrounding and clouding your life. To memorize it and repeat it is like that on steroids. Like it's just, you just walk around with this shroud of protection. So I always like to share it with people. So if you just take a nice big inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth, inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth, inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Just relax, continue that breathing pattern, and think about 1,000 angels or 1,000 Buddhas waiting at your service for you to give them your command, your request, your ideal situation. so they can go and propagate that on your behalf. Namo Bhagavate, Tralokiya, Pradavisitai, Budaya, Bhagavate, Tariyata, Om. Visudaya, Visudaya, Samo Samo, Samo Tababasa, Spirana Gata Gahana, Subhava Sui, Abasankatu Mam, Sagati Verivikana, Amirta Abasakai, Mahamantra Padai, Aharu, Aharu, Ayusam Jarani, Sodahaya, Gagana Vasudius, Nisa Vijay, Vasudis, Ahasa, and Ramsey. Sam Kodite, Salvatatigate, Avalokani, Satparamita, Paraparani, Salvatatigate, Matadasi, Boomin, Protestite, Salvatatigate, Herdaya, Anastita, Anastite, Mahamudra, Vajrakaya, Samatano Vasudi, Savarano, Paya, Dagate, Paravasudi, Pratini Vitaya, Yasudi, Samaya, Anastite, Mani, Mahamani, Titoktabu, Takoti, Parasudi, Visputa, Bodhisudi, Jaya, Vijaya, Smara, Sarva, Buddha, Anastite, Sudi, Vajra Garbe Vajram Bhavati Mama Siriam, Sarvasat Vanam Kukai Paravasudi, Sarvagata Parasudi, Sarvatati Gata Sikame Samavasayantu, Sarvatati Gata Samavasanastite, Budaya, Vibudaya, Budaya, Samata Parasudi, Sarvatati Gata Herdaya, Anastita Anastite, Mahamudra, Swaha.
Peace.
Peace to the family.